Warning. You are entering Open Lines Friday. For today anything goes. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hi, this is Kim Butcher. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. Open Lines Friday. You know how it works. Anybody can join. Everybody should join. The link is in the chat. Link in the description. So, yeah, let's get this party started. Shout out to everybody in the chat. De Paracua, Antilles, Tu Matador, Baron Evola, Grim Reaper, who was Gonzalo, Alfredo Contreras, who else do we have here? Never Sobers, Rapax Trucking Company, J. Will, 38. All right. Well, yeah, so tomorrow we have a big fight. Eubank Jr. takes on Conor Benn, the rematch. And the other card's actually pretty good as well. We're going to be talking about that. And we also have a top rank card. It's Espinosa's fighting in Mexico. So that's also an interesting fight. So I assume that's going to be at night. And in the evening over here on the East Coast, we're going to have a Eubank against Conor Benn. So BDA, I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, Gonzalo's muted.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Let's see, Gonzalo. Gonzalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's it going? Good morning. It's probably evening over. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, BDA, what is there anything you want to talk about specifically.
Well, I suspect eventually when more people get here, people want to debate the whole Ortiz Ennis.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I will
I
be
forgot
listening.
about that. Yeah.
I'm curious to hear people's arguments for or against or whatever, because I haven't been following the story. I mean, I did a show today, but I didn't really focus on that subject yesterday. So I'm curious to hear if more people come up with certain tidbits or new tidbits. But yeah, people are really, this is what people like, Bucho. It's a pugilistic erotica. They like to latch on to who's avoiding whom, who said what. You know, I hear people saying, Ortiz is calling out Spence. I'm thinking, well, has he signed on a contract? I mean, it's people, again, that's pugilistic erotica means when people take something, a written word or a spoken word, and they extrapolate a whole bunch of things, and then they add their own vision to it, and it causes excitement. That's pugilistic erotica. So we're seeing a whole bunch of it here. And listen, I'll complain when the fight doesn't happen. Until then, why am I complaining about something that hasn't materialized yet? As for the Chris Eubank, Conor Benn, I don't know if you saw the weigh-in. It was a ceremonial weigh-in. Chris Eubank and Conor Benn essentially weighed in earlier in the day, and then a couple of hours later they had the ceremonial weigh-in. But surprisingly, Eubank weighed in, I think, a little lighter by point something pounds, you know, a fraction. So that doesn't necessarily mean that he really is the lighter guy, because again, we got to wait till tomorrow. The rehydration or dehydration clause, as people like to call it, states that he's not allowed to rehydrate up to more than 10 pounds. So if he rehydrates 11, it's going to be trouble. But he is allowed to rehydrate thereafter, after the second weigh-in, which is in the morning, I believe. So he'll be able to take on more fluids, more carbs, whatever. But he actually looked in the ceremonial weigh-in. He looked okay. He didn't look that drawn. I think maybe I was actually surprised how thin his arms looked. But I do wonder if he's going to be able to move around the ring the way I thought he was going to in the first fight, but instead it became a firefight. Which is interesting because I think Chris Eubank showed in the first fight that he could actually outfight Conor Benn on the inside. Conor Benn, he's good at mid-range, but once he's on the inside, his punch is a little bit too wide, whereas Chris Eubank knows how to time those shots up a little bit better. That's as he was able to get, I think, the better of Benn. Or he was able to get the best out of Benn. What am I saying? He was able to get the best of the action in the 12th round because he's able to fight close quarters, whereas Conor Benn isn't. Now, it depends on if Conor Benn has made some adjustments to be able to circumvent that. But I suspect we might get another Chris Eubank Jr. win tomorrow, but you never know. Conor Benn certainly is tenacious. He's still young. He's younger than Chris Eubank, so he probably has more space to make adjustments, but we'll see what happens. I'm kind of looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting fight. Now, what's at play? I mean, it's pride and honor or something. I mean, Benn is...
Family honor, yeah.
But Benn is already talking about moving back down in weight, obviously. He doesn't belong at middleweight.
No.
You know, there was an interview. They were asking him a bunch of questions, and he's like, they threw names at him, and he's supposed to reply with one word or something like that. And anyways, when he came to Barrios, he's like, my belt. He said something like that. See, everybody wants to fight Mario Barrios, man. Well, you're Mario Barrios. What are you thinking? Do you see all these guys? They're all calling you out.
He's probably using that as fuel. You know, a lot of these guys take that criticism and they turn it into fuel. So he's probably taking that and thinking, oh, yeah, keep underestimating. I'm going to show you. But then, he's already shown us what he's got. And, I mean, I really thought he was going to beat Pacquiao. I think I overestimated Mario Barrios. And I mean, he looked, I mean, I know Pacquiao is an all-time great, but he's 46, 47? Hadn't fought in over 4 years? Come on. I predict Ryan Garcia will probably beat him. But then again, Ryan Garcia is so inconsistent. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually ends up not pulling it off. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Paracuas' trilogy seems like it can be played with Benn. I mean, yeah, maybe it might be a trilogy. Yeah, Gonzalo.
Yeah.
I would still say that regardless of Pacquiao's old age, what is he, 47? That he still has never lost definitively to nobody. Even the Yugas fight was close. I mean, if I were Mario Barrios, yeah, he had a war with Abel Ramos. Maybe that took a little bit out of him, but I mean, he did lose to Tank too. So yeah, he might not be that good, but at least I wouldn't feel like Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman was more to his prime and still lost to Pacquiao. So I mean, if I were Mario Barrios, I would be using it, like BDA said, as fuel to be like, all these dudes want to fight me. I would stay in the gym right now, training, and prove everybody wrong.
You know, Gonzalo, I kind of agree with you, but I do think there's a difference between a competitive fight and a close fight. For example, a close fight can be when the rounds are so tight. You know, some guys pretty much split the rounds across the fight, and it not necessarily that it's too close to call, but that it's almost that the winner actually, if he would have lost one more round or something like that, could have had a victory snatch. Whereas competitive just means it's, you know, the winner had to fight really hard. He had to push himself, but he clearly won the fight. Like Morales versus Pacquiao, I thought Morales clearly won the fight, but he didn't walk out of it unscathed. You know, the first one, he had to really, you know, it was a clear 7-5 fight, a 7 rounds to 5, but he had to work to get there. You know what I mean? Like you could tell he was spent afterwards. So to me, there's a distinction between a close fight and a competitive fight.
What about the undercard, Mr. BDA? Can you give us some information?
You got Jack Catterall versus Essuman. That should be an interesting fight because this is a welterweight, by the way. It's a welterweight fight. The Catterall is no longer campaigning at 140, so we'll see how what he can do there. He already had one fight against one of the Eubanks. Was it a Eubank that he fought the last time, yeah, I think it was a Eubank. Remember, that was a boring fight. A lot of clinching, if I remember correctly. So you might be thinking, well, why are you looking forward to that fight? Well, because he's fighting Essuman, and Essuman is the guy. His last fight, he ended up upsetting Josh Taylor. So now we get to see, you know, they have common opponents. We'll see who can come up on top there in a welterweight UK bout. Again, I'm not expecting an entertaining fight, but it is a significant fight. Also, you got Rai Proker. I always forget how to pronounce his name. Rai Proker, whatever. He's a guy that lost to Chris Billam Smith not that long ago. He's going to be fighting at heavyweight. So we'll see if he can make something happen there. And then there's the other fight on the undercard I'm looking forward to is Asim versus Scobie. Asim is one of those, yeah, but that's the other thing. I was talking about that in the morning show. When I was watching the guys' fights on the zone and all that, the commentators kept referring to him as Scooby. And then I played a face-off that they did between Azim and Scobie over in the UK. And they start off the show and then they go, all right, we got Scooby here. And then you hear somebody go, it's Scobie. And then you hear the moderator go, oh, it's Scobie? I thought it was Scooby. No, there's only one O. Oh, okay. So what the fuck? I guess people just associate.
There's only one O. Yeah, exactly. It's like he can Scooby.
But then again, I'm the guy that keeps referring to Anthony Yarde as Yarde.
Somebody used to call him Yarde, man. I'm telling you, somebody used to call him Yarde. That's why I called him Yarde as well. It wasn't like just
exactly because someone told me. I don't know. Maybe they were kidding around. I don't know. Listen, Yarde.
It could also be pronounced Yarde.
Yeah. Okay. No.
It's like French. Or something.
Now you're adding a third possibility. I don't know.
No, it's true though. It could be Yarde. But yeah, it could be like originally or something. I don't know.
Right. But anyway, yeah, that Azim fight versus Scobie, because it initially, yes, Azim was supposed to fight Abdullayev. And, you know, Abdullayev, he's sort of a journeyman. He's been to the ringer. He's fought Devin Haney and other guys. I think he also fought, I think he fought Murataya, I believe. So he's one of those guys that if you're the real deal, you can get past him. So I wasn't really excited for that one. Scobie, he's a little bit more imposing. He can crack. He's got relatively quick hands. Even though, you know, people focus on his loss. Oh, he already lost to a journeyman. Okay, yeah, but we've seen people lose to journeyman and then sort of tighten up their game and be able to pull off offset, especially since Scobie is 30. He's only 30 years old. I mean, 30, that's still young. You know, usually fighters between 28 and 31, that's their physical peak. So this guy should be in his physical peak. Azim is only 23 years old. Obviously, he's a favorite coming in here. But again, the last two opponents and last two known opponents that he's fought were O'Hara Davis and Sergey Lipinets. Lipinets is a little bit spent at this point. I'm being generous. He's spent. And O'Hara Davis, I mean, come on. If you got relatively good power, you can take that dude out. So hasn't really proven himself that much. This fight, it should prove to us whether he can take on a guy who's got firepower and who's still relatively fresh and who's coming to win. That's the important thing right there. This dude is not only does he fight in an entertaining fashion, but you know, he speaks a good game, and then he actually delivers in the ring, going for the stoppages and going for the kill. He's not a back foot bitch. So that's an interesting fight I'm looking forward to. But now, Butcher, the question is it worth a pay-per-view price? Because it's 50 buckaroos. Although if we're subscribed to the Zone here in Canada, they give you like a $12 or $10 discount. But still, I don't know. It's considering the fact that next week we have the Ring 4 card. Let's say you can only choose one.
That's two pay-per-views, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
The
God.
zone.
That's got how much money? All right, people, you want to support Bucho and his wine drinking escapade? Please super chat us.
And don't forget to
Now
jump
I'm
on the
gonna be
panel.
bankrupt now.
Open panel. Open lines Friday. People jump in.
Fuck my life. I mean, see, two paper. I mean, listen, it's a good card. This is a good card. Obviously, the Ring 4 is another great card. But I mean, it's two pay-per-views back to back. That's insane.
I mean, $40 isn't a 45, whatever.
Oh, you're
it might
right.
be. It's
How
not that
much?
but
Let me check.
it
I have a
shouldn't be
DAZN
pay-per-view. That's the
subscription.
thing.
I have the year,
Look, if-
so maybe it's gonna be less.
There's cards like the PVC that are okay when they come out, but then they put them on pay-per-view. That's the onion in the ointment. It's the same thing here. This shouldn't really be pay-per-view. It's a niche fight for guys here on the south of the other side of the pond here in the North American continent. I mean, I don't. This should be free on the zone. I don't understand why they make it pay-per-view. How much are these guys getting paid, by the way? I guess because it's a big fight in England that they have to put it on pay-per-view. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, by the way, so they're saying the next year is going to be next year. Sorry, no, they said 12 pay-per-views, right?
right.
From when to when? Like,
Well,
because
that's a good
they were already counting these upcoming two upcoming pay-per-views.
Is that right? Okay,
Yes,
well, there you go.
that's what
See,
he said, so.
you gotta watch out for the fine print here with the zone people. Don't put it past them for them to pull off some sort of trickery or deception, subterfuge. But that's the other thing, Bucho, is what type of cards? Because another person in the Discord said, well, what if they put on one of those Misfits cards or whatever? When they have YouTubers fighting each other and they put a pay-per-view and that counts as a pay-per-view. I'm sorry, I don't want to pay for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm going to wait it out. Anyways, here in Canada, you can't even get that package, that pay-per-view package, whatever it's called. I mean, not yet.
Upper tier, they call it.
Yeah, the upper tier. The bourgeois package. I was even if I could get it, I was going to wait it out. I'm going to see what happens, if it's worth it. So that's
Is there any other service like
approach.
that? I don't know how is there any other service like that? Maybe we can ask people, because I don't watch any other sport. I mean, occasional UFC, MMA, or soccer, but other than that, I don't watch any other sport. So is there something similar out there where you have to pay up front for something that you don't even know what it's going to be? Like, the NFL, you already know you're going to watch the games regardless. But with boxing, it's you select which pay-per-views, which events you want to buy, right? When it comes to pay-per-view. So it's not really the same thing. So what I'm asking is there something similar in terms of entertainment where you actually have to pay up front, unknowing or ignorant of what's coming ahead and what you're actually going? It's like if you go to a restaurant and you go, well, you got to pay in advance and then we select for you. Like, I don't know. Would you guys find it worth it to go to such an establishment? Because that's what we're getting here.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, when you pay for a pay-per-view, you're going to get a good fight or a bad fight. But you already know who's fighting.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
now they're taking away
you
two
know who's
variables.
fighting, you're paying for this. But in this case, it's like, you don't know, exactly, you don't know which pay-per-view you're going to be getting. You don't know which pay-per-view you're going to be buying. It's so fucking weird. But then again, okay, if you pay for a subscription for anything, for the zone for boxing, you don't know which boxing fights you're gonna get, even if they're not pay-per-view.
Yeah, but
right?
Okay, but think about that. Yeah, they're taking away two variables. Before, like you said, is the fight gonna be good? But at least you know who's fighting. Now we don't even know who's fighting, and on top of that, by proxy or by deductive reason, we don't know if the fight's gonna be good. And with the NFL, people are gonna, again, it's a different dynamic because people usually watch for their team. So if you're I don't know what like the Dallas Cowboys. If you're the Dallas Cowboys fan, you're probably gonna play for the package, and maybe also because you like football. But with boxing, a game, regardless of who you're rooting for, whatever, we're also looking for action. Whereas most people, they just want the football. They want the. Is there such a thing as a boring football game? Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I've watched a bunch of them. They're fucking boring, some of them.
No. When I say football, I'm talking NFL. I'm not talking.
Yeah, I've watched NFL, man. Like, it's
really.
I'm not a fan, man. It's too many.
Since when do you watch
breaks.
the NFL?
I used to watch with some friends, my ex-girlfriend, and yeah.
What do you think? You're a gringo now or something? Is that what's going on here?
I mean,
Gabacho.
I was just drinking. I was just drinking.
That explains it. No, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's a different dynamic now because I mean, It's a risk, man. You're paying up front, and what if the year is shit? What if the year of DAZN fights is complete and utter crap? Can you get your money back? Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back? I mean, obviously not, but maybe it should be. I don't know.
All right, we have Southpaw as well, and Gonzalo. Guys, if you want to jump in, different opinions, topics.
Shit, what the fuck? Where's the link?
Anything you want.
Yeah.
Hey, Gonzalo, you need some coffee, man. You need to get some. You need to get a cup of coffee.
I just drank
You
one cup.
guys are right, man. There's too many pay-per-views. It's crazy. Like, do they know what's going on in the U.S.? Yo, it's bad here.
Yeah. No, it's everywhere. 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. That's kind of crazy. Okay, sure. They're like maybe $50, I think, if you are subscribed, but still, like, there's one, the next one. I mean, to me, it's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. Crazy.
I mean, they can't outdo the first one. The first one was good domestically. Even us over here enjoyed it. It was a good show. The storylines, the walkouts, the drama that his senior gonna come and he shows up last minute. But now it's like, all right, they're doing it over again. It was a good fight, but you got the best pay-per-view of the year coming up next week.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, how many pay-per-views do we have left for this year?
Well, you got the Japanese one. That's pay-per-view.
Wait, is that the pay-per-view?
I believe so. Right?
No, that's not a pay-per-view. It has, no, come on.
The Inoue Picasso, yeah, I think
that
it is.
samurai shit there. Go check it out.
Let me double check because now you got me hesitating here.
Okay, so we got this one, Eubank. We have the Ring 4, Roach against Cruz. Is that in December? I believe so. That's 3. Possibly 4, if the Japanese one is.
By the way, do you remember Jake Paul? Apparently, he's looking for an opponent. So Netflix wanted to see Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. So now, if Jake Paul changes an opponent, are they still on board, or are they gonna take that to another broadcast feature? To air the pay-per-view? Are they gonna go to another platform to air the pay-per-view? Essentially, so that could potentially be a 5th or whatever number you use.
Yeah, but does that count?
No.
It's not a necessary pay-per-view for a boxing fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a requirement.
Yeah,
if you're a real boxing fan, you don't need to get a Jake Paul fucking fight.
Yeah, but of course, I thought it was AJ now. Well, I mean, Eddie Hearn's been playing coy a little bit, like, nothing's set on paper yet, and blah, blah, blah. I'd be surprised if Jake Paul takes that fight. I really would. And even if he gets plastered in 2 rounds or under 2 rounds, which he probably will, my respect would increase because, I mean, I don't think many people would want to get in there against a guy who outweighs them and is not only taller and rangier, but also, a much better fighter, heavier fighter. I mean, you have to give him a little bit of credit. And by the way, I think it says that the Samurai card, Ring 5, Night of Samurai, I think it might not be pay-per-view then.
No, I don't think
But
so.
you never know with the zone anymore. You never know with the zone. You never know.
Paracua says Anthony Joshua will end Jake Paul. I mean, that's not happening. And if it happens, something
He'll end on that
weird stipulations.
You never know, eh? Hey, imagine he does, man. Hey, imagine he does.
Well, he says it's an easy fight or something like that. Like he's not. He said like AJ's not talented. Canelo's not talented. The only guy that can actually beat me would be Benavides. What?
What?
Yeah, he said.
So nobody at heavyweight. So Usyk couldn't beat him, is what he's saying. Is this fucking? Nah, he's trolling, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he was just talking about comparing those 3 fighters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I mean, this guy's crazy. I think, you know what? He needs to throw in that AJ name so people start paying attention to him again, because after that Tank debacle, he kind of lost some credibility. First of all, nobody wanted that fight. Tickets weren't selling. Now they canceled it, and now he looks like an idiot. So he needs to...
Yeah, it might be damage control. I mean, remember, he was like talking about he was going to fight Canelo, and then that didn't happen. It gets the people talking. It gets people like, oh, man, Jake has balls.
Right. He's still in the conversation. And then, boom, all of a sudden, when you least expect it, he's going to throw you that fucking Nate Diaz rematch. You're going to be like, oh, okay.
Well, maybe he's pressured because Netflix is a powerhouse, big money. That's big money. So, they were probably skeptical about Tank all along because they're not stupid. They're going to do the research and know who Tank is and what his history is, and so with that falling through and them, kind of like looking at Jake, like, for real, bro, like he's probably like has the heat on him to do something drastic now to kind of make face. Man, I don't know. Who knows, man? This is
Who knows?
Today's boxing world is crazy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't
By
know
the
what
way,
to expect.
I just double checked. No, yeah, the Ring 5's Night of Samurai, it's pay-per-view.
Oh my.
Excluding Japan, it says.
Should be the opposite. This is
Exactly
ridiculous.
right, yeah.
Well, there you go, people. 1, 2, 3, 4 pay-per-views, 3 on the zone.
Oh. I mean, come on. So we got 2 months left in the year and 4 pay-per-views on top of that.
I mean, at some point,
And see, a guy like me, I wanna buy the one next week because usually I'll go find somewhere to watch like a regular pay-per-view because there's usually only 1 or 2 good fights. But that one's so deep, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna sit at a bar for 4 hours, watching this card. I really want to see every fight. But a regular pay-per-view like the one this weekend, I would go and just go for like an hour and a half, watch the co-main, and then I'm done with it. I'm ready to go. But yeah, next week is like an all-day pay-per-view.
Well, that's the other thing about that I just remembered. I haven't seen a fight in the bar in a long time because since the pandemic, the only bar that showed all the fights here is now closed because of the pandemic-related issues. But it would be a pain in the ass to see. I mean, I'm still thinking about Canelo Crawford, how it started way too late at night here on the East Coast. And on top of that, they had 2 video packages before the fight. No, okay, they had a preview before the fight. Then they have 2 intros on the giant screen in the venue. Then they have a concert. Then they have the entrances. By the time the fight started, I think it was already 1 or close to 1 in the morning. So imagine being in a bar sitting there. You've already been there for about 5 hours. Now you got to wait another half hour before the fight comes. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So yeah, who's going to really try to find a venue or who's going to try to find a venue to watch the Night of the Samurai?
I mean, that shouldn't even be a pay-per-view. This is ridiculous.
Of course not.
I mean, especially even some boxing fans don't even follow these Japanese boxers from the lower weight divisions. So it's like, how much demand is there for that card? I don't know. But anyways, did you guys hear about Joseph Parker? Apparently, he tested positive for cocaine. Yayo, as Scarface would say. I told you guys, this guy was partying. This guy was out of shape. He didn't take Wardley seriously. No, I'm not taking away credit from Wardley, but come on, Parker is superior to Wardley. He should have defeated this guy.
Now, you know what, though? I said that in the morning show that I give you credit because now we got 3 pieces of evidence corroborating the fact that, yeah, he might not have taken Wardley serious. Why do you think he didn't, though?
Well, first of all, he didn't need to take this fight. If you guys remember, I guess he took it for the money. He knew he was going to sell in the UK, probably. Also, this guy, Parker, is coming off a winning streak. He's been doing pretty good. Beat Zhang, beat Bakoli, even though, jet lag, whatever. He beat Deontay Wilder. How can this guy lose to Wardley? That's the thing, right? That's what he thought. And so he didn't train properly.
But that's
he hangs out with Tyson Fury and his family. I mean, I don't know. I'm not throwing any accusations here. I'm just saying. Look at Fury. Look how he looks.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. And again, I try not to go too far with the whole as guilt by association, but you got to admit it is quite interesting. But the thing that you said that, he didn't take Wardley seriously. How can you not take a guy who cracks like Wardley can seriously? I mean, Justin Hooney's a strong, stout guy, and fucking Wardley takes him out with 1 shot. I mean, what was Parker got? I mean, I never would have taken him for a guy to be overconfident because to be overconfident, you need to have made it at least have made it to the top. He's never really made it to the top. He's come close, but he's also had close losses like against Dylan White. Oh, actually, against Joshua, he wasn't even close. But what I'm saying is, at least he was somewhat competitive. So I don't know what he was thinking of just showing up there and go, oh, I'm just going to walk through this guy. That is insane to me. But like you said, the fact that he showed up overweight, the fact that, what was the third point? Well, now the coca, but there was another third point now, I'm forgetting.
He used to avoid those caravan parties.
I mean, then again, hey, maybe listen, we'll wait for to see if maybe, I don't know, there's some adverse factor. I don't know. Maybe it was something else. But for the moment, it seems like, yeah, he was doing. By the way, he got caught with it the day after the fight. I don't know how long that stays in your system for, but
yeah, it's supposed
imagine he did it. Imagine he did it relatively close to the actual fight. That'd be insane.
Don't act like you don't know BDA. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know how long it stays in the
I
system.
don't know anything about that.
No, I've never. I actually. Yeah.
A morning and afternoon show, you on your blue rhino gear?
No, that's Butch was hosting technically. So.
But yeah, so that was Joseph Parker. I mean, I don't know. This guy needs to take that Wardley rematch immediately. Clear things up.
Yeah, I don't think Wardley's side would give it. But hey, I am curious to hear other people, because I know people speculating about, this is that Tyson Fury influence. How many of you guys think that might have been the case?
You're your own man. Why? How can you blame somebody else for what goes in your body?
True.
And especially if you're preparing for a fight. But I mean, I've heard countless story of guys. People was it Camacho, or people said that Duran was at the tables the night before the fight. They see these guys at the casino. They're out whoremongering, and Tyson was with 90 whores before Buster Douglas. So I mean, they believe in themselves.
True.
Yeah, that's they tend to get overconfident. And they I can do whatever, and just I can just
again, if he beat 3 top heavyweights, this guy thinks who the fuck is Wardley? I watched the press conferences, and yeah, Joseph Parker and his team were acting like they were just so much better than this guy. Easy work, as they say. Easy work
with the New Zealand accent.
I mean, and easy Wardley getting outboxed by that guy. I forgot his fucking name in his last fight. Sure, I mean, at the end he won because he landed that one punch, but other than that, he was getting completely outboxed. So, I mean, Parker's probably going into that fight extremely confident. I don't need to train.
Yeah, maybe. And also, he struggled against Fraser Clark, too. Wardley did. So maybe Parker looked at all that and I've been in there with Parker.
Yeah.
I've been in there with Parker. I've been in there with White. I can Tiger. Okay, my accent sort of felt crumble at the end, but you get the point.
Right.
You get the point. By the way, Antilles in the chat is saying he was also involved in a drug trafficking shenanigan. Somebody posted on the Discord.
Is that true? I thought it was the headline. Is that true?
Well, they posted the headline, so I don't know if it's true. I don't know if
it's
you never know nowadays. But
I heard methamphetamine's a big problem in New Zealand.
I won't be surprised.
All I know about New Zealand is what I saw from Once Were Warriors, and that movie is 30 years old.
They were all on meth.
Wasn't one guy snorting what's the thing from the gas cans from the spray paint cans? What the hell am I saying?
Well, BBA, didn't you make videos about Chavez being walked, or is it Chavez or Canelo? Some of these Mexican fighters that get walked to the ring by the cartel guys.
I never made a video, but.
Oh, well, I mean, people speculate, okay, you haven't. But, I mean, these guys hang around gangsters, a lot of them.
No, they do, because, what's his name? Cesar Chavez Jr., his whole thing about him getting arrested and deported because they had warrants in him in Sinaloa, whatever, because of his associations to the cartel. And supposedly they had him as the, when they had to give you a violation, you know what I mean? They had to teach you a lesson. They would hang you by some chains and have Cesar Chavez Jr. come in and start working you like the heavy bag.
Oh yeah, I heard that story. Yeah, like in James Bond. What was a James Bond movie where they put a guy in the bag? It was in the one with the Koreans, with the North Koreans. There's a guy in a bag, and the main guy is practicing on the kick in the bag, and then they zip it open, and there's a guy in there. So Chavez was actually doing that with the cartels. Damn.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, these guys the gangsters like to hang around these guys,
Paquito, you've been late on your payments. I'm sorry.
But it happens I remember
we have to teach you a lesson. Bring in the fighter.
It was
they bring in this fool Cesar Chavez Jr. all coked out with high heels on, eyes bugging out of his head, with hand wraps, ready to beat your ass. Sounds like it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's nightmare fuel.
All these boxers do that. They hang out with criminal. Like here in Canada, there was this pro boxer, and he used to hang out with the bikers, and there was like in the news, oh, he's going to go. It's like they all do it, man. I guess you become famous. Yeah. Remember he was in the news or something, like, oh my God.
Huh.
Like, I mean, they all, like, I'm telling you, you become it's boxing. Yeah, it attracts a certain type of fan base. Then you become famous, and yeah, they call you up. Hey, you want to hang out?
By the way, I'm looking into this. Joseph Parker. I found one article from March 2021. Joseph Parker's lawyer discusses meth trafficking case, but I'm trying to find out what happened or what came out of that because that was 4 years ago. And by the way, 4 years ago, Joseph Parker was already an established world-class heavyweight contender. So what the hell was he doing, implicating himself in this type of case? I don't know. I have to learn more or hear more, but that's insane to me. That is insane.
Yeah, there's a couple names that never get mentioned. You know what I mean? What's the name? The one that works with Shakur Stevenson? I can't remember his name on the top of my head. Prince James?
Manager?
Yeah. Him and Daniel Kinahan, they were looking for that dude, right? And I've heard these crazy little rumors that he's the one funding Turkey low key, and he's hiding out in Saudi Arabia. And a lot of these matchups are like he's really the mastermind.
Turkey has enough money, man. I don't think he needs money from anybody. Using like fucking state.
Yeah, but if you could use somebody else's, right?
Oil money. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? All right. Anybody want? Okay, let's get to the topic it's not the topic at hand, but I know it's going to be very controversial. The Ortiz Ennis drama. Let's talk about the gossip.
What about it?
Well, I don't know. People are saying that some people are saying that Ortiz is docking Ennis, and they post these interviews, like Robert Garcia saying,
"Wait a minute."
Like, okay, right now, Dirk just posted an interview that I watched with Robert Garcia, and they asked him like about who they want to fight next when it comes to Ortiz, and he's like, "Well, I would like the Spence fight; it would be big, but there's so many other options, blah blah blah." But he also said like, "Hey, if the Ortiz fight happens next, we're ready for it." So I don't know how that's like a duck. I don't understand what like. Just because Ennis gets into the ring doesn't mean that they actually want that fight.
So look,
I don't know if
hold on, Gonzalo. So look, I said this right. They're not gonna fight. Neither of them are really trying to fight. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? They're really not really trying to fight. But just to speak on the situation, if they're saying Virgil Ortiz ducked him right now, there's no contract sent. There's nothing being sent. Jaron Ennis himself isn't even saying, I want to fight Virgil Ortiz next, right? He's not even saying that. His fans are, right? So I don't understand where they're saying that, oh, he's ducking him, whatever, just because Virgil Ortiz is floating the idea of fighting somebody else. This guy, Ennis, he already had a chance to fight him at 147, right? And he didn't. And he had a chance earlier, last year when he was looking for an opponent before he rematched Karen Chukezian, right? He was looking for an opponent. He didn't fight Teofimo Lopez. Lopez was trying to fight him. He wasn't trying to fight him. And then when Ortiz got floated in his direction, they said, yeah, we'll fight him, but he has to come back down to 147. Knowing that shit's never going to happen, right? The dude almost died twice trying to make 147. So, this fool Ennis has done all kinds of goofy shit in the past.
Forget about that.
Not just with Ortiz.
Forget about that. Remember in the ring, even Butsky's like, forget about that. Forget about the past, basically. Forget about. I mean, how can you forget?
No, yeah. So it's like, bro, you've done all this shit in the past, bro, and
forget
now,
about it.
Like the one moment that they feel like it looks like, oh, he's looking like he's taking a bit of a back step. All those Ennis fans are jumping. They're like jumping at it. So to like try to make Ortiz look bad, to try to take the play. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's ducking us. Like, no, bro, this fool doesn't want no smoke with nobody. Who, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know that. Who's he finna fight at 154? I guarantee you it's not going to be Boachuk. It's not going to be Madrimov, nothing like that. Right? So,
that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean, because, like, at first I thought that fight, for some reason, I was thinking 147, and that division is always, like, held hostage. Now, if they're thinking, okay, Virgil versus Errol Spence, I don't believe he's ever fought at 54. Especially after the long layoff, that fight's not going to happen. But to me, the fight's not really appealing because for some reason, I think that it's not going to happen. Should it happen? Yes, because it's not at 47. My initial thought was that it was.
But that's
it's
always
54, and 54 is a revolving door. Like there's too many top contenders there that if you don't make the fight happen amongst them two, you can lose to anybody else, like a Boachuk, like the other guy, Mutasali, like Ronda Rousey. There's so many top contenders, and the title is always switching hands. It's hard for a 154 pounder to string together like a series of wins. So if I'm those guys, I would fight, but for some reason, I don't even think it's going to happen at 54. Maybe at 60 because they're looking for the bigger money.
Oh, God. I mean, I went to the fight, and I was impressed with Virgil was able to do because he had no undercard. He had no help, and that place was rocking. They didn't have the big bowl open, the top bowl, but it was still fun, man. It was still filled up when he came out. But there's a new interview, and I was defending him all week because I'm like, people are already calling him. I was like, bro, it hasn't even been a week, and y'all are calling this dude a duck. And I went on Coach Malachi's show. I was like, hey, man, who have they signed to fight? And he's like, what do you mean who they signed? I was like, who have they signed to fight next? It's like, nobody. Okay, well, exactly. How do you call him a duck? I go, have negotiations fallen apart? Have they even started? No. Okay, well, how is anybody ducking anybody? Yeah. You know, I was like, y'all are jumping to he said, she said, and I'm like, I don't like what I heard, but at the same time, this is when you have two entities like Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn who have egos, who have the two hottest fighters. They're not going to go into negotiate saying like, oh yeah, this is all we want. Like they're going to say, oh, we got. It's like when you go to buy a car, you're going to say, I got options. There's other cars I'm looking at. You don't just go in there and saying like, oh yeah, I'm 100%. You make it because you got to start high and go and meet in the middle. But there was an interview that he was dissecting today that I don't know, man. Virgil was saying some shit like, I don't have to fight him. I could do whatever I want. I don't care what the people say because the fans don't know. They don't know anything anyway. That's all. I don't even read the comments. Man, and that made me cringe, bro. Because I'm like, bro, like I know what they're trying to jockey for position, but when I heard that, I'm like, I don't know if it just came out today, but I gotta hear it because like I said, I've been defending him.
I didn't hear it. I have to see it, but also, I know they were calling out Fundora as well. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I think Fundora is a bigger threat than Boots Ennis at this point. And people are going to say, like, well, were you crazy, Bucho? I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. But from when it comes to Boots Ennis, I've only seen him fight at 154 once. And I know, I'm going to keep saying he fought 8 times, you know, like a million years ago. So I don't know about that. But it's true. He's right. He's right. But what I'm saying lately, he only fought once at 154. He fought against Lima. He stopped him in one fucking round. But when it comes to Fundora, this guy has been stopping top opposition, right? So in my opinion, it's a tougher fight for Ortiz. And Ortiz is like, they're saying that, they would like to fight him. Actually, Robert Garcia said that he talked to Suleiman, and Suleiman said, hey, listen, I can make this fight. You know, I can pressure. What do you feel? Pressure?
Pull up snapper quote if you want. But for once, I agree with Papa Lefty.
That fight's not happening for 2 years, at least 18 months.
But let's just say another point I wanted to point out what I did for him. I was like, hey, okay, let's say for whatever reason the fight doesn't happen. Like when you look at the two fighters, who has better options? And I'm going to tell you, it's Virgil Ortiz by a mile, bro. Because you know who else was in the building was Jerry Jones. That dude is fucking huge down here. People don't realize he's the one to help make Errol Spence bigger than what he was. Because he has the Cowboys. He has Cowboy Stadium. Dallas-Fort Worth is huge, man, and that would be a big turf war. I wouldn't want to see it, but I understand it's going to do huge business if they do want it. And guess who wants it? Jerry Jones. Yeah, and then he has the Puerto Rican-Mexican rivalry if he ever fights the top-ranked fighter in what's his name? Zayas. He has him. He has the Fundora fight there too, where the styles clash up, and it'll be an inter-Mexican rivalry. You know, so I think he has the better options if things fall apart. So he's walking into negotiations saying, hey, man, we got more dance partners and we could do better business without you. So the Boots has to cave and say, yeah, man, I'm the B-side.
I mean, you know, I agree with you about what you were saying about how people are so quick to jump the gun when it comes to dunking. I mean, again, like I said earlier, it's pugilistic erotica. Because on the one hand, somebody posted, I think it was Frank Bay, posted that clip of Greg Hackett, who's from Philadelphia, who's friends with Ennis, whatever, he called into a show in which Ortiz was on, and he asked Ortiz, he tried to press him, hey, you're going to fight Ennis? Do you want to fight Ennis? And Ortiz said, if it were up to me, I'd fight him next. So on the one hand, people are just picking on when he says, I don't care about the fans, but he's telling you he wants the Ennis fight. And like Bucho said, whether Ortiz fights Fundora or Ennis, let's see it happen. After the Lubin fight, I should say, I stated that I'd rather see the Ennis fight. But then I started thinking about it. Look, I'm happy with either Ennis or Fundora. If he fights Fundora, I don't consider it a duck because it would be for the undisputed junior middleweight championship of the world. I mean, and when I say undisputed, I'm saying there would be no doubt who is, because according to Ring Magazine, they would award that belt to them. You know me, I don't care about undisputed, the 4-belt terror. Those sanctioned organizations can go screw themselves. But yeah, people are too quick to jump the gun. The one thing that I do dislike about listen, I'll complain when the fight doesn't happen, when it's clear that both guys are fighting somebody else. But one thing that did piss me off, and we mentioned this on the Sunday show, Rick Mirrigan, Ortiz's manager, why is he coming along saying, well, don't come at us with anything less than 10 zeros on it? 7 zeros, in other words, 10 million.
Let me defend him. Can I defend him? Well, yeah, it is a bad look. I'm agreeing and disagreeing. It's a bad look.
In other words, you're not going to justify. You're going to explain his position.
But and you know why people are doing that? It's because Turkey's as I like Turkey, and the thing is, I'm throwing shade at, but I'm burning the candle at both ends because I'm agreeing and disagreeing. I like Turkey. Yeah, that's good too. But Turkey, because of Turkey, everybody's starting off like, hey, I want this many. I want this much, because he's overpaying fighters crazy money. So they're putting that out there to hopefully Turk will pick it up. And I think it's a fight that Turk might want to pick up because it's a really good fight. And Turk,
I agree. I agree. That's why I said I agree. That's why I said you're explaining the position and not justifying it. Because Bucho was talking about that on Discord. He was talking about why they would want the Spence fight. And some guy goes, yeah, but if this was Ennis doing this, you wouldn't be making excuses. I'm thinking, holy shit, people don't know. People don't listen to what others are saying. There's a difference between justifying a position and explaining that position. What Southpaw just did is he explained.
No, Southpaw, he probably had dinner with Turkey. They're probably friends.
I mean, like, listen, I don't. That's sort of an insult, man. Because if
we hold hands, bro. No, did
that's what I'm saying.
Might be on the side.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I agree with PDA. This is why, because there's too many good fighters at 54. The path to both for them two fighting each other is hard in regards to the contenders that they have to fight in order to position themselves as the number one. There's too many good fighters in that division. It's not a guarantee. So I mean, if they want to fight for the big money, they got to prove that they're the best within the best in a very tough division. But if not, they can fight other fighters. And if they lose, okay, they lose. But then again, if they start picking out fighters and fighters that are not the best in that division, that's going to tell you a lot about the fighter. Virgil Ortiz has racked up better wins at 54, but I get it. And it's just moved up. We'll see what he does, what path he takes.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing with the whole. Oh, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say what I said, I think, on your show the other day, fool. I don't see these dudes fighting.
I was gonna say
I don't see them ever fighting, bro. I don't ever see them fighting, right? I see them. They're talking. What they're trying to do right now is, I think what Southpaw was saying. They're trying to get they're trying to one up each other in negotiations, right? One of them wants to have something over the other's head. Neither of them wants to be the B side in this situation, right? So that's why they're talking like, oh, I could fight him. Oh, maybe I get a belt first. Whoop de whoop. And what's gonna happen is this division's so stacked and.
He's just speaking his mind. I don't hold it against him.
Back? I didn't say his ass. What the hell?
Hey, yo.
I didn't say he's going to eat his anus.
Okay.
All I heard was eat him up and then booty anus.
His name is Booty. His name is Anus, right?
I'm just fucking around.
No, but
whoa, the Pandora bomb.
I think, if he goes on a 2-fight streak down here and builds something in Texas, he could fight Charlos from Houston and then fight.
God, Charlos retired.
He was
Do you think he could come back down to 154?
Charlos might as well retire. Come on, it's fuck that guy.
He was there talking shit to Boots. I mean, he wants to come back.
Yo, you remember he used to be on my undercard?
that guy barely even tries anymore.
He just fucked off after that Canelo fight, man.
He just comes in there to make a payday. I don't want to watch that guy fight anybody. I want to see Fandora beat the shit out of Boots. That's what I want to see.
Hey, is Virtuoso? Is he there?
I like.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me ask you something real quick. It's Open Lines Friday, anything goes. But are you on the Do Dissidents podcast?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I knew.
Really? Okay, yeah, because there was a guy there in Virtuoso. I said, is that the same Virtuoso? But all right, just want to know. Man.
Are you fucking with Do Dissidents?
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
What do you mean by
Did you watch the show though?
Oh, okay, yeah. I watched the show. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but yeah, I do.
I didn't.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm never watching that shit.
So can I try to finish my point I was trying to make originally before this?
Sorry. I apologize. I just came in. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No problem. No, I just noticed that this shit. But y'all we're talking about this fight, right? Ennis and Ortiz. And I'm saying I don't think they're ever gonna fight, bro. I think the division's too stacked. The way they matchmake, the way Ortiz matchmakes, and the way who Ennis is, I think he's a hype job. One of them's gonna catch a L before they ever meet each other in the middle with belts for unification or undisputed, whatever little fantastical idea they got dreaming up in their heads about their final confrontation. It's never gonna go down like that. That's how I see it. And they're saying, and look, and Ortiz was saying this about I want to fight Errol Spence, whatever. He's trying to get a bargaining chip, right? He wants a name that can hold over Ennis's head and say, yeah, you gotta, you're the B side here. I've fought bigger names, right?
Yeah,
and they're saying, why would you fight Errol Spence? If Ennis had the chance to fight Errol Spence, he would jump at it, bro, in a heartbeat, and all his fans would talk about how it's such a good fight. You know what I mean? They're jumping at the opportunity. They're all jumping at the opportunity to make Virgil look bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's how I see it.
Well, and our favorite pundit, Rick Glazier, he said there's something that they know that Ennis does not want to fight. If you check out Rick Glazier, he said that they know something about Jaron Ennis that they.
Rick Glazier, who has a bias, was Golden Boy. Look, take his word for it.
Look. Boots.
And look, this is one more thing I'm saying about it.
Little ducking bitch. That's all he is. He's a ducking bitch.
No, this is what it is, Food TV. This is what they know about it, right? And again, I think I brought this up on Frank's shit. Yo, they treat this dude like Wilder, right? Like he's one of these flat-footed Mexican prospects with no amateur experience. He started when he was 15. Why are you an American that's been through the amateur system and you have fucking damn near 40 fights and you really haven't hit the world level yet? The only other American that comes to mind in recent memory is Deontay Wilder. And how come they didn't want him to be at the world level? Because they knew something. They knew he wasn't as good as advertised, right? Mm-hmm. So, and when he got 39 fights and he started getting the world level, he started taking L's. And that's what they see with Ennis. There's no excuse for him to have this many fights and not have stepped up yet.
Yeah.
So they know something. He's like Deontay Wilder. That's how they're treating him.
How many fights does Ennis have right now? Does he got like 70 fights? No, I'm just
35 or
no, he's like 35, 36. He has a lot, bro. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Deontay Wilder, when he fought Luis Ortiz, that was like the first real big step up, right? He was like 38-0 or something like that.
Yeah, he was getting his ass.
He has the same record as Archie Moore. I'm joking.
Does anyone know why Glacier has an affinity towards Golden Boy and not towards Matchroom? Does anyone know the backstory?
Yeah. De La Hoya autographed the picture of him in his fishnets for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know what?
And he doesn't like Eddie Hearn. He thinks Eddie Hearn doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks Eddie Hearn.
He works with the Golden Boy.
Got ran out of America. That's what Rick Glazier is.
He works with Golden Boy fighters.
He's back in America now.
And some people worship Matchroom. I mean, it works.
Is he cutting off or is it me?
Both ways.
Yeah, I thought it was my fault.
Right?
Nah,
but yeah, he doesn't like Eddie Hearn. Nah,
you're cutting off for us, Frank.
He's
cutting off, Frank.
He's malfunctioning.
You got you now, though.
He works with Golden Boy. He works with Golden Boy. I've given him shit on Twitter a lot because he'll make fun of everybody or any other entity, but he won't make fun of Golden Boy or criticize him whenever they warrant it. You know what I mean? He's mum. You know what I mean?
But what does he do for Golden Boy? Under what capacity does he work?
He says he sells like vitamins and supplements, something like that.
No, that's Victor Conte.
With Golden Boy.
He's dead.
He like manages some kind of management.
Polishes the golden scepter, BDA.
All right, you know what? I keep asking the same question for. I keep
Maybe he's an advisor.
Knowing that
that's what he is. Probably just
I keep telling you, De La Hoya gave him an autograph of him in his fishnets. That's his holy grail right here.
We'll stick to that story then. That'll be the story around here.
That's what happened.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So who? Gonzalo was saying he doesn't think the fight's gonna happen.
I hear a lot of delusion here, bro. This is a clear dug by Virgil Ortiz 15.
Oh my God!
Whether you like it or not, we need to.
Okay, so how come Boots didn't fight Lopez?
Lopez. What?
Why he dug Lopez?
Teofimo ain't coming up there.
Boots fighting.
Remember before he fought Lopez, before he fought Lima, you said he's not going to fight Ortiz. If he fights someone that's a bigger name like Lopez, that means more. Would it be a duck? And we told you no. But who did he fight? Chukezian. And after that, Lima. You did say that. I remember you saying that.
Back when y'all were saying he dug Virgil when they said he was going to fight at 7, I said if his next fight is not a world champion or for a title, he dug Virgil Ortiz. Guess what? He fought Stanionis for a world title. So that was not a dug.
Stanionis. Oh my God, Stanionis.
Yeah, you were scared. Virgil supposed to fight Stanionis. What happened to that fight?
That ruined his career, yeah. And then who came to pick up the mess? Who came to grab the remnants of that fight?
So basically, he was weight bullying at 47. He almost died, right? That's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. And what is Ennis? What was Ennis doing there?
Boots.
What was Ennis doing there?
Yeah, Boots does that.
Boots is a big motherfucker.
Why isn't he still there? Why isn't he fighting Norman Jr.? Why isn't he fighting Teofimo Lopez? Why isn't he fighting Haney? Why is he not at 147?
He came to
your city. He can't make 147, right? Because he can't make it no more. He's a weight bully too, ain't he?
He needs tune-up fights.
I mean, they did make Norman an offer, but he turned it down.
He came to your city.
No, they were negotiating.
To the ring.
They sent a counter offer
to your face, and he called you out, bro. Why is
there
that
was no counter offer? They were counter begging.
Dude, Ortiz ain't ducking that guy. You're just talking shit.
Why are you even mentioning Earl Spence? You literally just like a year ago, you said, I don't want to fight Earl Spence. I feel like he should retire. Now all of a sudden you want to fight Earl Spence.
One fight I'm looking forward to, guys, is Boots Ennis versus Jermell Charlo, right? That's a fight.
He won't fight him.
No,
Boots ain't fighting
because let me tell you why. Because Jermell Charlo is the WBA and WBC champion in recess. So he has a top flight opportunity at 154 if he chooses to take it.
Jermell Charlo.
He won't do that because he might lose, so he's not going to fight that guy.
I mean that's big money.
Some Joe Schmo that you never heard of because he's a fucking ducking pussy.
PBC era is over, bro.
That's what he is. He's a ducking.
I mean, think about it. I mean, what Virgil Ortiz's promotional team said was a good idea. Them have a fight card where, Virgil Ortiz fights Errol. That would sell.
This shit is so stupid.
Boots Ennis versus Jermell Charlo. I mean, that's a great.
Marinate the fight. You want to marinate the fight. That's what you're saying.
Everything's gonna marinate.
I mean, Boots said he wanted 2 tune-ups fights at 154 for going for big shot, right? So that's all I'm gonna say.
That's literally what he did.
I mean, that's I respect Boots Ennis, all right? He's trying to acclimate to the weight.
Why do you think he's not having these fights on the turkey's roof? Because he don't want no fucking.
Because Turkey Al-Sheikh is nothing but a freaking corrupt scumbag.
Turkey ain't paying him for
that's eventually going to be investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
No, that's not true. Turkey's not going to pay him for those little. They're not going to pay him for those little bullshit fights. That's why. That's why he's fighting with Eddie Hearn and having these bullshit fights.
Do you know what De La Hoya sounds like? De La Hoya sounds like Al Heyman in PBC when they were talking about Crawford. Oh, he's on the wrong side of the street. Well, we're the A side. He doesn't bring anything to the table.
Dude,
he sounds just like Al Heyman in PBC, bro.
Dude, you're buying up all that fucking propaganda. That's what that is. That Eddie Hearn.
I'm not buying up no propaganda.
No.
I know exactly what's happening.
No, Dirk is eating it up. Eddie Hearn is trying to fight. Eddie Hearn is trying to protect his fighter and pretend that Ortiz is ducking. That guy ain't ducking.
No, De La Hoya is trying to protect his fighter.
He ain't protecting him.
He never because his fighter's gonna get annihilated.
That's not true at all. He's not protecting him.
He's doing his job as a promoter to protect his
He ain't protected.
You gotta call it like it is. It's a duck.
It's Boots is a bitch. You don't want to fight the guy. That's a fact. You don't want to fight him. Just like Crawford didn't want to fight this guy. He also didn't want to fight this guy Ortiz.
You also said Crawford would lose to Canelo.
He's another duck and bitch. No. You're forgetting. No. You're not trying to change the subject. Also, I thought Canelo beat Crawford, so don't even bring that up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because he holds the guys, just because he holds Turkey's cock, doesn't mean he won the fight. Okay.
There you go.
That's what we're dealing with.
We're going with the gay shit.
Boxing scored round by round. Not you win the last 3, you win the whole fight. That's bullshit. This guy over here is ducking. This guy's ducking. So stop making up bullshit. It's obvious that he's ducking this Ortiz.
It's like I said, man. It's too early to tell. It hasn't even been a week. But I like both guys, man. I hope it happens.
Where's the contract, big boy?
But this bitch,
but it's Ortiz.
Contract, big boy.
Contract, baby.
All he does is duck. All he does is duck challenges. That's all he does.
The argument for Boots is that Virgil is doing all the duck talk.
Still ducking.
Hey, full TV, let somebody else talk, bro. Go ahead.
No. Let me finish this. This motherfucker is ducking at 147, and now he's at 154, and he's still ducking.
Jesus
That's what he's doing.
Okay.
He's a ducking.
The argument for Boots. Yeah, check it out. The argument for Boots. Ortiz is having all the duck language right now. I'll say that. That last interview, BDA, I don't know if you can play it. It was bad, bro. I didn't like what I heard, but to caveat that, the track record, if you want to go make an argument for Ortiz, is that Boots had this fight before. He didn't take it. Boots got caught in a lie with Crawford because he said he wanted it, but when he was lying. And then 2, he's the one that always wants these tune-ups. So I don't know who to believe, bro.
I don't think Boots won.
You believe the person who lied. You don't believe the person that lied. Yeah, Boots Ennis lied, and Turkey Ali exposed.
Who do I believe? The guy who's been caught lying, or the guy who hasn't?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, Turkey Ali said that Boots. Let me finish. Turkey Ali said Boots had agreed to the fight and then changed his mind and stopped answering his phone. I mean, how do you defend that?
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, how do you defend that? Like, instead of deflecting, defend that for us. Let's hear the explanation from Bella.
Let's just say that's true. Let's just say that's
true. What if he changed his number?
Don't try to change his number. Let's just wait, because you started in bad faith. You said let's pretend it's true. It's true. It's fact. Do I need to play the clip for you?
Why did Turkey say that? Yeah, now Turkey's a liar.
Now you say Turkey's a liar.
Turkey is lying or Boots is lying? Which one? Who's lying here?
Well, Turkey has been lying about pay-per-views not being a thing.
Boots is fucking lying. Boots is fucking lying. Okay.
If Turkey is lying, they should sue them.
Listen, Turkey said he doesn't want to watch any more Tom and Jerry.
Don't give me that.
Turkey don't want to watch Eddie Hearn. Dumbass
bullshit. Guys, too many people.
One at a time, please.
Yeah, one at a time. Okay, hold on. Let Virtuoso say something. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm hearing something about Turkey lying. Listen, Turkey lies a lot of times, bro. He lied about pay-per-view.
Come on, that's not true.
He lied about not wanting to watch Tom and Jerry fights, but yeah, he's still doing business with Devin Haney. Come on.
Yeah, but only for his boyfriends. Only his boyfriends.
So, Virtuoso, if he lied about Jaron, why didn't they say, hey, cease and desist, you're slandering my name? Why didn't they do that?
Oh, God.
I didn't say that he lied about that, but I'm just saying, like, yo.
But who I was posing, you or whoever wants to defend it, this Dirk dickhead, he's the number one fan. Defend it.
Turkey doesn't lie.
Explain that. Explain why he turned the fight down.
You're getting emotional, Frank. We're just saying.
Let's pretend it's true for a second, Frank. Let's pretend it's true.
Blood and broken bones.
No, just defend it.
Does that make Ennis a bitch?
Yes.
So let's say he did turn that fight down back.
It happened.
Let Dog talk.
Let me talk, bro. Like, you talked enough. What's stopping the fight from happening now?
If we're talking, how do you defend that? You want to defend Jaron Ennis, defend him ducking 2 times.
Weight classes. Can't duck somebody in a whole different weight class.
Boots is a bum.
No, he was offered the fight. Why did he turn it down?
So if he's a bum, then why not just fight him already? Get it out the way.
I'm not going to drop everything to go up to fight a guy in a whole different weight class who doesn't even have a world title.
Wait, so let me figure this out. You're making the excuse that he turned it down so he could do what? Stay at 147 and do what?
Unify his weight class, something Virgil's never done.
No, he was talking about Undisputed, right? He said he wanted to do Undisputed, right?
Yeah, and Brian Norman ducked, so he had to move up.
Brian Norman ducked. It's funny how everybody ducks him, right? Everybody ducks him. That's bullshit. I'll tell you this. Devin Haney's got more crap to his game than Boots does, bro. That's a harder fight for Brian. Yeah, dude. That's a fucking harder fight than the Boots fight. Dude, Boots gets his face punched off by Avanese and punches his fucking face off. Come on, bro. He's a punching bag. He's a fucking punching bag. Brian Norman laid him out. He would have laid him out if he would have fought him. He didn't want to fight Brian Norman. That's why he ran off to 154 to cherry pick some more.
Ducked that fight.
To cherry pick.
This guy's a known.
He went up in weight to fight bums. That's what he's doing. It's bullshit.
Yeah, why do you go up to weight and fight bums? You're saying
why not stay at 154 and then unify, right? Become
Norman Jr. to turn that fight down because there wasn't enough money.
No, he does Virgil Ortiz. It's in black and white.
I'm just sick.
The reason why he fought Stanley is because Norman didn't want the fight.
He's coming off a 2-year layoff, bro.
No more.
Ennis looks coming off a 2-year layoff. He got injured.
Norman turned down the fight, right? You're saying, he turned it down for the most money he would ever make. Now he's making double that. So who looks for the worst? Does Norman look worse or Ennis looks worse? I think if it was my
usable though, because at the time that was the most.
Norman makes double. He makes Ennis look stupid because he said, "No, I'm not. You're not going to lowball me. I will go fight for my minimum.
That's
then I'll
not a lowball offer. If that's a lowball offer, then how much was Top Rank paying him?
But this is more now. He's lowballing.
If Magic was lowballing him,
is Norman making double now? Is Norman making double now?
Top Rank did him dirty.
Is he making $3 million now? Is he?
You're getting excited, bro.
No, it's not. I'm telling you.
He's making a good point, though. He's making double now. He's making double now. So
that is true. I commend him for that. Glad that someone gave him the money.
And Ennis is not making $3 million.
That was a better fight than the Stanley fight. I would have paid.
Ennis is not making $3 million.
No, he's not.
If Norman is making $3 million and he refused a lowball offer, then he looks smarter. He looks like it makes Ennis look the worst.
Yes or no lowball offer.
Yes or no question. Yes or no question.
Okay. How is it a lowball offer? You got to elaborate then.
If he's making double to triple
what he's making double now, yeah, they lowballed him.
You idiot.
You can say that now. It's easy to say that now, but back then
that same belt. Look, Haney is paying double. Look, hold on. Haney is trying to pay double. Look, hold on. Look, Haney's trying to pay double. Hold on, look. It was always look. They always said it was a lowball offer when there was a negotiation. The Normans always said it was a lowball offer, right? That was always their argument. They didn't like you were saying earlier. Like they counter-begged. They were kind of they're trying to counter negotiate. And now it's proven to have been a lowball offer because for that same belt that Norman has, Haney's trying to pay double for it, right? So yeah, it was a lowball offer.
I mean,
it's the same belt. Nothing's changed. Norman, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed with Norman. You know what I mean?
They would have to give Ennis an even bigger number than what they offered.
Fuck are you talking? You stupid. You're literally stupid because you can't acknowledge that it's a smart play by Norman. Are you that stupid? You can't acknowledge it.
What do you mean being stupid? I'm just saying
because you're an idiot. Because I'm asking you.
Yo, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
Okay, see, you have low intelligence. You're low intelligence.
You're getting emotional. You're getting
guys.
I never called you anything out your name, you striking bitch.
You're getting emotional. You're getting emotional.
All right,
slow your jets, man. Slow your jets.
Calm down. All right, guys. Let's not throw ad hominem attacks.
Exactly.
And let's just one at a time. Okay, Frank, you go first, and then
yes. I'm saying this guy Ennis has a proven track record of ducking, and the Norman is a perfect example. They tried to lowball him. Norman said, "No, fuck that. I'm not going to take it." And now he's making double to triple. So that makes Ennis look worse. And you can't deflect and say it doesn't if that was a smart move. You'd have to say that was very smart.
You're not going to get that much money making against Haney in another fight if you're not doing business with them anymore.
You're not answering.
It's not like Turkey is signing him to a long-term deal.
Is it smart move or not? Like, you're just deflecting. You're saying you're filibustering, dude. You're not saying.
What do you mean? What do you mean filibustering? Deflecting. You're using buzzwords,
and you're not countering.
You're using buzzwords. When I'm telling facts to you, you're using buzzwords.
Okay, let Virtuoso reply. Okay, what did you say again, Virtuoso?
This is insane.
I'm saying that, if at the time, right, you're getting paid the most money you was offered at the time before you even met Turkey, bro. You shouldn't have. You should have taken that fight. That's still a better win than Jin Sasaki. Being honest with you.
Okay, but Norman had a belt. Okay, so Norman had a belt, right? When that fight with Butsan. So he has some leverage. He knows he has a belt. There's other fighters out there. There's even Pacquiao, who's like, possibly making a comeback. There's a possible another unification fight that can happen. So once you have a belt, you have leverage. You don't have to immediately take a Butz Ennis fight. That's the thing. And who knows? We don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I'm not saying.
In other words,
I'm just saying there's a lot of options.
Bucho, in other words, he didn't want the fight. He wanted to use the belt for leverage.
Yes, of course. Why? I mean, why is the Butz Ennis?
So then, why is there an accusation on Boots that he was ducking Norman? That's not true.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just know he didn't fight him. No. You didn't make your case because you don't make a case. You don't know what happened. Maybe Ennis was lowballing the guy, so he doesn't really want the fight, does he? Right?
Wait, let me jump in real quick. So look at the same time that the Normans were saying they're being lowballed, I believe that who was it? I think Barrios was also saying he was being lowballed, and he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm about to fight Pacquiao." And there was one other guy that was also saying he was being lowballed at the time.
Yeah,
Danny Onus was also saying he was being lowballed. Yeah. So why are all these guys lying? Right? Why is everyone lying on poor Butz Ennis' name? It's crazy, right? It's just like poor Andrade. It's just like poor Andrade. He has the worst luck in boxing. No one ever wants to fight him, right? It's never his fault. It's never his fault.
It's boring, bro. Like that motherfucker.
This is how they're able to let him duck fights. Oh, they're
scared of him.
They're just terrified of him. They're getting lowballed. So they're like, nah, I don't want to do that.
And then they make double the next time.
Ducking.
And then they prove it by making double. And these guys sit there and act like, oh, well, he should have took the low ball offer. Like, what kind of moron?
Did Norman Jr. make the right decision by fighting Devin Haney?
What an idiot.
Did Norman Jr. make the right decision?
Yeah, he made. Let me rebuttal that real quick, Bucho.
Well, it's not Ennis.
Yeah, he made the right decision because Devin Haney is a much more winnable fight, and he's gonna make more money.
It isn't. No, it isn't. He's gonna lose that fight. Watch. That's a way less winnable fight. Dude, that guy Brian Norman would have knocked Boots out. I bet he would have knocked him out.
If Norman Jr. watches Norman Jr. just has to watch the current fights. And he's like, I can beat two Boots. It might not be easy, but it's nothing impossible. I mean, Butz Ennis is nothing impossible. What are you talking about? This is the problem with you guys. You think this is for a fucking monster? Like, of course, Norman Jr. can. Why can't Norman? Yeah, you look at Karen fights, and you think Norman Jr. goes like, "Oh my God, look at this monster! I know I'm gonna fight somebody else." I'm shitting my pants. He's thinking about fighting these guys.
Pucho, you literally made the same argument for Crawford versus Madrimov. Well, look at the Madrimov fight. Canelo's gonna win this easy.
But Crawford lost the Madrimov fight.
That's a completely different. This guy moves like 2 weight divisions, doesn't lose speed and power. And then fights Canelo, who everybody was saying he was shot anyways, right?
He's acting like Crawford dominated that fucking fight.
Completely different. I mean, by the way, Butz Ennis.
That shit as an example.
By the way, guys, Butz Ennis fought Karen twice. Hold on. Butz Ennis fought Karen once. Oh, it was a bad night. It was blah blah blah. He fought him again, and he still looked like shit. So he fought him twice. We have a larger sample of.
Yeah, he looked like shit in both fights.
I mean, this isn't Canelo Crawford. 38 Canelo who's on the way out. And this is completely different.
Karen is a lot better than you want to give him credit for. He probably beats
you have to say that, right? You have to say that, Dirk. You have to say that. I mean, of course you have to say that.
I disagree with that one, Dirk.
Exactly. They all become great after they school the fucking guy.
I'm just saying, bro. Like,
by the way, you want to talk about Madrimov? Fucking Ortiz destroyed that guy. Like he easily outboxed that guy. So yeah, something weird happening here with
so what?
Canelo Crawford fight.
I mean,
something weird happened.
It's not like he came out fresh from daisies.
Didn't Munguia knock out a guy that Canelo went 12 rounds with? Who won when Canelo fought Munguia?
Canelo dominated. No, Canelo dominated the guy. He didn't struggle with the guy. So I don't know. He's the problem with you. You don't know how to score fights. You call fights whoopings when they're not whoopings. You know, it's like he didn't knock him out, so therefore he struggled. That's your logic. Completely ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Regardless, Canelo had a bloody nose at the end of the fight, and he actually got hurt.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he did.
Did he? Oh, I'm sorry. Then I'll take it back. He got a bloody nose. He had a bloody nose, guys.
He knocked his guy out in 6 rounds.
Come on. All right, enough.
By your logic, Munguia had a better performance than Canelo against the same opponent.
No.
So by that logic, Munguia should beat Canelo, right?
Look at the Crawford Madrimov fight. Completely different. That's struggle. That's struggle.
This is insane. This is madness.
Pacquiao knocked out everybody Mayweather fought. He still lost to Mayweather. It doesn't mean anything.
He lost to Mayweather.
Listen, my point is, Boots Ennis is not this boogeyman.
He didn't lose to Mayweather. You're joking, right? He didn't lose.
Norman Jr.
You just buy up all these bullshit decisions. All these bullshit decisions, you eat up all of them.
If he's not that good, then
they're all whoopings, though.
It's not Mayweather, it's Mayweather.
Manny, dude, come on.
If Boots is a hype job, Virgil Ortiz should take that fight and expose the
but
hype
Boots
job.
hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything to be called great. But he is a hype job. Boots is a hype job. He really is.
He's not a. I think he's not a boogeyman. There's then you just so you're saying he's not good at all. He's a bomb. I've never called him a bomb or anything.
Yeah, he's a hype job. He really is.
He's a fraud.
Listen. He's not a boogeyman. I don't think Norman Jr. was scared of the guy. All right. He was in negotiation that didn't go the right way.
No one's afraid of him.
Lowballed. The guy is like, I have options, and he actually did have options because we're seeing it now.
I think
right.
So I think Brian Norman is scared of Boots Ennis. I think his father is. His father saw the sparring up close. Boots beat the shit out of Brian Norman. Yeah, he did. He was beating the shit out of Brian Norman in camp.
Devin Haney's a much more difficult fight. Much more difficult.
Now we gotta rely on fucking gym wars and sparring.
Much harder fight.
Rumors and.
He's a good runner. That's about it.
He's fast. He's very fast. He's athletic. He has different.
He
fights in more than one way. This guy Boots is
I think Haney's a good fight for him because even if he was to lose, he's not gonna face any damage. Where I think Brian Norman would have had a good shot of beating Boots, but if he loses that fight, he's gonna probably take a lot of hard shots, big shots. Maybe I'm talking about Norman. I'm sorry. Brian Norman Jr. So hold on real quick. He probably feels better. Whatever the negotiations that broke down between him and Boots, and now he's fighting Devin Haney and he's getting a lot more money. I think that he feels like he got the better deal because even if he lost to Devin Haney's not going to hurt him. It's not going to hurt him.
You don't know, man. You don't know.
I mean, listen, maybe you don't know.
Different snacks for this one.
I mean, how much damage did Karen get? Like he in the second fight, he was right. Like, he was kind of trading with the guy.
He ate some good low blows.
He was bouncing his head,
and then the guy hit him with a shot.
Boots could score knockdowns. He can score knockdowns. He can hit you with a shot. He can hit you with a shot.
The low blows up, you know.
Look, Jaron Ennis was bouncing Ennis's head around like a fucking pinball on that rematch.
But then he made Ennis spin in his
I would have given Brian Norman a really good shot to beat him. What I'm saying is that if Brian Norman Brian Norman loses to Boots Ennis, if he was to end up losing, it's probably going to be one of those hard fights where he took a lot of hard shots, maybe gets stopped, maybe gets knocked down, where he's going to probably just lose on points to Devin Haney if he was to lose.
It might not even have a blackout. It might even have a bruise on his face after.
If Boots Ennis would have offered Norman Jr. the same amount of money Haney offered him, do you think he would have taken that Boots Ennis fight?
I believe they would have jumped on it. I believe they would have jumped on it. Yep.
Why not?
Both fights,
absolutely.
So he's really scared of that guy. Okay.
Also, Devin Haney is not the one offering the money. It's Turkey Al Sheikh. Let's get that right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, let's say whatever. If Turkey Al Sheikh was offering the same amount of money, like I think Norman would have taken the fight. My point is,
he's saying that. Look, they're mentioning Turkey's name as if Turkey wasn't financing Eddie Hearn's fights. You know, as if Turkey himself didn't say, "I'm going to help Ennis get better fights."
But the point I'm trying to illustrate is that he went for the money. He's like, this guy's lowballing me. I'm probably gonna get a better offer somewhere else. That's what he did.
But he did.
But you're saying he was. But some people are saying that Norman was scared of Norman Boots Ennis. I'm like, scared of what? No, it's a tough fight.
Scary.
Of course,
How does this keep happening?
It's not an impossible fight. It's not an impossible fight.
When you see that
nobody
pink,
can beat the guy.
dude, that
There's
skirt,
a pattern
that
here
teal
with
and
Jaron
pink
Ennis.
strikes fear in men. That skirt, that teal.
I mean, it's Golovkin all of a sudden. He's Golovkin now. Come on.
Yeah, he's a beast.
You fight with nobody.
Well, there's a pattern with Jaron Ennis
throws some
ducking
good low
fights.
blows. Ennis throws the best low blows at 147. I got to give that to him.
Boots is a bigger and stronger guy than Devin Haney. So if those both of the offers were the same at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if Brian Norman Jr. said I'll go with Haney.
Haney's a way easier fight than a Boots Ennis.
Haney's gonna beat the crap out of him. Yeah, he's gonna beat him up. That's gonna be a stupid.
I think it's easier to hit Boots Ennis than to hit. I think it's easier to hit Boots Ennis than Haney.
Yeah, he's a punching bag. Yeah, he's
gonna grab you. He's gonna do a bunch of shit. The referee's not on your side.
Dude, he's gonna barely be able to even touch.
But Brian Norman is kind of easy to hit too. So what I'm saying is that if you're gonna be getting hit by a stronger guy than Devin Haney.
Right, but he was low ball by Boots Ennis apparently. So.
Mm-hmm.
He's significant from what I can tell.
Boots has a chin, unlike Devin Haney. Devin Haney gets hurt by guys like Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz can hurt you,
he's dehydrated.
Lomachenko could hurt him. Like Lomachenko's not a big dude. Devin Haney's a fucking middleweight getting hurt by a midget. What does that tell you?
We're talking about when they fought.
Lipinets who landed a good straight right on Ennis, kind of staggered him a little bit. Lipinets?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Ennis.
I have a video.
Ennis gets rocked. He does.
No, he didn't. But I do know Virgil was hurt by fucking what's his name, Maurice Hooker of all people. To pillow fist himself.
But here's the thing. I was rewatching Bohachuk. Bohachuk looks big, man. He looked big. He's a big guy.
He's a big.
He dropped Ortiz. Ortiz got back up. Like Ortiz has been fighting bigger guys now at this point. Not Lima.
Okay, but let's not act like Bohachuk is this super skilled guy. He hit you with some shit you didn't see coming.
No, I'm talking.
Bohachuk's more skilled.
Are we gonna pretend like Karen Chikadze and some kind of world beater now?
He's definitely a better fighter than Bohachuk.
Bohachuk would beat the shit out of him, dude.
He's gonna pretend that Boots is better than Bohachuk now. Like
the only thing Bohachuk has on Karen is probably
he just tried to say that Karen's better than Bohachuk. Like you're being retarded.
Yeah. Karen is definitely better than Boots. Got to give that to him. He's definitely better.
They tried to say Lima being
that is factual. He is better than Boots, but not Bohachuk.
That's going.
He is better. That's a fact.
That's going too far. But
that's
Karen. I stand on that. Karen is better than Bohachuk. That guy sucks.
Dude, Karen schooled Boots, right? You got to give it to Karen. He truly is a Karen. I didn't think he beat him. I know he beat him. That's the difference. I know he beat him.
Hey, guys, what has Karen done besides those Boots Ennis fights? Like, is there anything?
Oh, they're ducking Karen. They're not gonna fight Karen because he's high risk.
He told me, yes, they're ducking Karen now. Everybody's ducking Karen, right?
Yeah, now he's ducking.
No, he said it. No, I'm not even joking. Like, that's what he said.
He's the most ducked guy in the division.
He's an Eastern European fighter with no fan base, and he's very skilled. People are not going to fight
him. Maybe if you put on a skirt, then maybe they'll sell him. Maybe that's.
He's from the Ukraine. Like, what do you want?
He ain't the right complexion. That's what it is.
He's won 4 straight fights since the Boots Ennis.
He's cursed.
That man is shot.
He needs to take those pills that change his pigment. You ever saw the movie Soul Man? You ever saw that?
Yeah, that's actually a funny movie.
Yeah. Exactly. Look. Imagine Bohachuk took those fucking pills that guy did.
Bohachuk got cooked.
Would that be cultural appropriation?
No, by what's his name? By Bucho's logic, Brandon Adams is better than Virgil Ortiz because he had a much better performance against Bohachuk.
Oh my God.
No, never. Doesn't make any sense.
He actually knocked out Bohachuk the first time, and then he beat the shit out of him the second time.
I wouldn't mind seeing either.
I never said Bohachuk is like a world beater or something. I think he's big.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ortiz or Boots fight Bones Adams. I'll be honest with you.
Brandon Adams.
Let's see it.
Yeah, Brandon Adams.
Boots.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, why not?
Boots.
Clarence Adams.
Boots is gonna pull from the bottom of the barrel
that
always.
would be a good test. Wait. Dirk, are you saying you don't think it would be a good test?
I mean, it'll be a good test on paper, but I think he's tailor made for Boots. No, he'll knock that dude out.
Yeah, but wait, Dirk. You think everybody's tailor made for Boots, all right?
Wait.
No, not everybody. Terence Crawford is not tailor made for Boots. That's a bad matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Based on what? Because he beat Canelo, but he struggled against Madrimov? Because he beat Canelo, but struggled against Madrimov?
No, he didn't struggle versus Madrimov. He lost.
I mean, that's not terrible. This is the thing. People are getting carried away.
Struggle. I think he straight up lost. Struggle would be implying that he won.
But he beat Canelo.
He pulled it out, guys. He pulled it out. No, he lost.
I mean, he never bullshit.
Can I answer your question, Bucho? So, look, the reason why I think Boots struggle with Crawford is...
All right, one at a time.
Let me answer the question real quick.
When Julio gives his opinion, he should say it's my opinion because on paper he lost. Like, what are you talking about?
No, he lost.
He lost.
Crawford lost.
Who won? Who's got the W?
I don't care about their shitty opinion. That's their opinion. That's their opinion.
Okay. Dirk, go ahead, Dirk.
Hold on, real quick. Do you got a mob of people that agree with you? Do you have a bunch of people?
No. Look, right. I'm going by the rules. They're going by their opinion.
It's your opinion that
no, it's the rules. It's the rules of the sport. It's
your opinion.
Opinion. No, it's not opinion. It's not based on an opinion.
I don't care what you say. I've been watching boxing just as long as you. Okay, and it is your opinion. It's not a fact.
All right. In my opinion, it's a fact that. That Madrimov beat Crawford.
Won, but he didn't. He didn't win.
Oh God! Well, we're gonna listen to the paid-off official judges. Come on.
All right, bro. Let's go back.
All right, go.
Dirk, calm down.
The reason why I think Boots will struggle with Terence Crawford is simple, bro. Boots has shown that he can't cut off the ring against Karen Chukatsian. Terence Crawford's got very good lateral movement, and he's a great counterpuncher at the same time. Let me finish, bro. You're like a child.
He runs around and throws taps. Amazing.
All right, let him finish. Let Dirk go ahead.
If you can't pin down Karen Chukatsian, bro, what do you think you're going to do with Terence Crawford? Who's but yeah, you're not going to do much unless Crawford gets old overnight, which is possible.
No, I'm not with the sauce.
Okay, well, you know what? Then you know what? Crawford should take that fight, right?
That fight's not.
I don't know why he's not trying to go for that.
He's looking for another bum. He's like, who's old? I got to look for someone old.
Let me finish. Outside of that, bro, Boots is still a dangerous fight for Crawford because he is more explosive than Terence Crawford. Faster hand.
Oh, God.
He's stronger than Terence Crawford. And he's a bigger man than Terence Crawford. Plus, he's younger. 10 years younger.
Now he's bigger than Crawford. Crawford's big as hell. I mean, he made it to super middleweight. Kept his speed and power.
Yeah, amazing. 38 years old. I wasn't expecting that. 38. Wow, amazing. It's a miracle man there.
He's a bigger man than Crawford.
He did what Manny Pacquiao could never do.
He was a lightweight
all the way
at some
up
point.
to 168 at fucking 38 years old. Wow. Amazing.
That's impressive. Yeah, impressive, bro.
Magic speed skills.
I think the reason why you're hearing Virgil Ortiz explore other options outside of Boots is because you guys forget. I don't know if you guys touched on this. Remember, Boots, like last year, turned down a fight against Ortiz, and now he wants to go into this fight and get equal pay. And so Ortiz is probably trying to leverage that. That's my opinion.
Okay, let me. They're
trying to get negotiations. They're trying to get leverage on each other.
They're cashing this guy out. They're using the pays in order for him to duck fights.
How can you be the A side when, one, you sell less tickets, you're not a bigger name than Boots? Sorry, you're not. And then on top of that, you've never been a world champion. You have no leverage against Boots. None.
I think what they're doing is the fight was on the table almost a year ago and he turned it down. Now he wants to come in and fight. And basically, Virgil's like he's more seasoned at 154. And he's probably just saying, look, I got other options. You want to fight me? This is what I want to get. This is what I want because you already turned down the fight.
Bro, but these are other options. You want to fight a guy coming off a 3-year layoff in Earl Spence.
I don't agree with it. I'm not saying.
Why didn't you take the fight the first time it was offered to him? Huh? Talking about he's ducking. Why did he duck first?
Can I answer the question? I would love to answer the question.
Answer the question.
Okay, so Boots always said his goals is to be undisputed at 4 different weight classes.
And he was never undisputed at 147. What happened?
Okay, he tried to undispute 147, but it was a lot of bullshit going on.
So why did he lowball? Why did he lowball Norman then? Why did he overpay him to make sure he became unified so he can then undergo undisputed? It's a very weak division right now. Ennis could have destroyed. Ennis would have destroyed Barrios, right? According to you, he would also have destroyed Norman. Why do you just overpay them and become undisputed, like you said?
First of all, Boots is not in position to overpay anybody. He's not Canelo. He's not fucking Canelo.
Well, doesn't he have?
He has Eddie Hearn and he has Turkey. He has Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, but Eddie Hearn is not in the business of losing money. He's not just going to overpay everybody.
Oh, now
doesn't he sell a bunch of tickets in Philadelphia?
It's funny that it was just a while ago that we was fucking like dissing fanators, and now we're acting like fanators now.
No, it's just the honest truth, bro. Like we have to do that when it comes to these type of. We're talking about negotiations, right? So we got to do it.
Yeah.
Dirk, you're just trying to make this shit fit. The guy's a ducker. Just get over it. Stop trying to lie.
He been ducked. It's in black and white.
Stop. The fucking guy is a ducking bitch.
Well, no, but we saw Boots.
We can't take you seriously, Dirk.
We saw Ennis getting to the ring, call him out, right? So that means that they have an offer. They have the contract.
The biggest fight in boxing. Name me a hotter fight in boxing than Virgil and Boots right now. Name me a hotter fight.
Oh my God, this is such a fucking basic fight. Come on, bro. This ain't even a title fight.
It is. Boots ain't shit. Dude, he didn't sell shit.
Xander Zayas and Virgil Ortiz.
The only fight that would trump that right now is the Joshua and Fury fought.
Dude, this motherfucker Boots doesn't even want competitive. He doesn't even want competitive fights. Any fight that he sees as competitive, he ducks it. That's all that fucking guy does. You notice that?
That's just the truth.
Every fucking fight, he does not want competitive fights.
There's a pattern here with this guy. Turning down fights, low balling.
He did duck the Virgil Ortiz fight, and Dirk, you know that. I remember you saying.
He dug Norman too. We know that.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true. 100%.
If I have gold. Okay, look. If I
he would have taken the fight. That's it.
Undisputed. If you really want to become undisputed, sometimes you got to overpay. You do. That's just the way it goes. Canelo did it.
Exactly. When Loma fought Tio, he took some of his own purse to give to Tio to make the fight happen.
And Canelo paid Caleb Plant $10 million. Exactly. Know that he's not worth no $10 million, bro.
Because Caleb turned it down the first time.
You do realize who's probably got the same pay.
No. We're not going to hear it. You said he's popular. You said he sells all these tickets. There should be money, right? Isn't that what you said? Wait a minute. Yeah, you just said he's so popular. He's bigger. Well, why can't he sell tickets to pay for these opponents?
But 1.7 million is plenty for a guy like Brian Norman. What more do you need?
It is.
Not really. He's making 3 now. Not if he's making 3 now.
I can tell.
You've never made over 100K. Now 1.7.
Didn't you just make the claim that Jaron Ennis is the superstar? Well, then where's the proof? Where's the selling out stadiums to make the fights?
Why you?
No. You just told us he's a bigger star than Virgil somehow.
And now
do you see how you fall into trap? Do you see how ignorant you are that you use your own arguments and they just fail you?
Don't you think?
You just said he's such a superstar.
Anybody knows what Brian Norman is getting for Devin Haney? Anybody knows?
$3+ million.
$3 million.
Jeez.
Then he played. He played.
Recognize.
Tell this idiot
Ennis offered him.
Bro, I'm telling you.
It's more on Virtuoso trying to say.
All I'm saying is that money that is given to him by the Turk, right, is not gonna last. He's not signed to 3-out season. He's signed to
not gonna last.
Exactly.
My point would be this.
Why are we gassing it up like, oh, he's getting more? It's like, bro, come on.
My point would be this. Look,
that's some whole ass shit.
If he's getting over double more, bro, that's what it is.
If he's getting over $3 million to fight Devin Haney, then he played his cards right. He played his cards right.
He did.
Yeah,
he did. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I mean, like about the Butsenis, who he would rather fight.
Virtual also keeps trying to say, no, that's good shit.
But I'm saying that it's temporary, bro.
No, but
you're
look,
an idiot, and you've been told.
So it's Norman.
You've been told you're an idiot, and you look like an idiot.
Shut the fuck
Hold
up.
on.
Is he
You're getting
gonna get
emotional,
another $3
dude.
million after this
You're
fight?
getting
Is he
emotional,
gonna
dude.
get another $3 million
You're getting
after this
emotional,
fight?
dude.
I'm trying to talk to you, and you're talking over me.
But you're getting emotional, bro. You gotta relax.
Because you know how to fucking debate. You're a fucking retard.
All right,
$3 more million after this fight. Is he signed to rehab season?
No, he's not.
What does it matter? What are you trying to prove?
But he's getting paid $3 million. Okay, so I don't understand what.
Okay, I give him credit.
Look, Bucho, this is where that doesn't make sense. This is where that doesn't make sense.
That's great. But it's not.
What if he wins? What if he wins?
More than that in the next fight. Hold on.
If Devin Haney wins, hold on.
Don't make me scream.
If Norman Jr. wins, if Norman Jr. beats Devin Haney, what happens after that? Does he get an extension? Maybe the Turkey's gonna be like, oh yeah, you go away now.
Get another $3 million. Why not?
Exactly. No?
Who knows?
Yeah, give him
I mean, I would assume. We don't know, but I mean, I think it's kind of like.
That's what happens to winners. They get paid more.
You had an opportunity to unify against Boots and you turned it down. Oh, because you're lowball. You got lowball worse than with Tom.
Maybe he did get lowball.
Come on.
Who knows, man? I mean, there is such a thing as a lowball.
This is where it doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm trying to. That's the argument I'm trying to raise.
Hold on. Look, bro. This is where your argument doesn't make sense. Look, bro, this is where your argument doesn't make sense because at that same time that the Normans were claiming they were being lowballed was the same time that Turkey said, I have Ennis's back. So he had the backing. It was there.
When did he say that?
It's a quote from Turkey, bro. He says, I'm going to help this dude's career. I'm going to get him better fights.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if Turkey's funding this fight right now, he could have funded it back then. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can't just be like, oh, you know, the only reason is because Turkey's involved. Look, now you're not letting me talk. Now you're not letting me talk. Now you're not letting me talk. Now you're not letting me talk.
No, I'm letting you talk. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, cool. So Turkey was always involved is what I'm saying. So he could have always made it happen.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So if Norman wins, I mean, yeah, the winners, when you win, your ticket goes up. You get more money. So yeah, he could make $4 million next time.
He could.
But Turkey was always involved, so the money was always there. Is what I'm saying.
Listen, these guys have advisors, man. And these guys obviously work for the money, and they probably told Brian Norman, "Listen, man, you can make that in the future with a guy like a Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? You can make probably more money because there's probably a fight on the table in a year from now." Right?
That's probably why the Ortiz and Ennis fight isn't going to happen anytime soon. They're talking about, this fight will be worth more years down the line.
It's not worth nothing right now.
Dirk posted an interview with Robert Garcia, and Robert Garcia said, I think we can make it bigger, blah blah blah. But then he said, if we have to fight Butsenis next, we'll do it. Like he's not ducking; he's just thinking about money. And by the way, Eddie Hearn's thinking about the same fucking thing. This is a bluff, man. They should call his bluff, man, because I think Eddie Hearn thinks the same way, man. They can probably make this fight a little bit bigger, but they see that Ortiz has probably more options at this point, I think.
Well, Eddie Hearn also said he was trying to make Spence Ennis and Charlo
he mentioned
Ennis.
Charlo as well, and he threw a bunch of names.
I don't know why. That's just dumb.
It's all bullshit because all these guys are going to do it. On the Boots side, this just means he's just going to have cherry pick after cherry pick after cherry pick. And Ortiz is going to have to take real competition, and then they'll catch him later on when he's all beat up. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to attempt to do. This shit is stupid.
I don't think Ortiz has as much time.
Look. We're going to build this up. How the fuck are you going to build it up? What does that mean? So Boots is going to take on a bunch of challenges? No, he's not. He's going to take on
but I mean, they're talking about Ortiz fighting Spence because it's in Texas, and I guess they think they're going to make a bunch of money. It's a winnable fight. God.
I mean, come on. How many years this guy hasn't fought now?
It's gonna be about 2.5 years now at this point. Almost.
Yeah. That ain't no fight. Come on.
I don't think Spence is ever fighting again.
No, I don't.
Well, it'd be funny if
which commission? Only the Texas Athletic Commission is gonna fucking allow him to fight. I think.
I would love to see Ortiz versus Spence in Texas, though. That would be amazing.
That'd be funny. He knocks Spence out in the first round. That'd be awesome.
I want to see him knock out his dentures into the first row.
He's like, oh God, Ortiz showed why he is better than
What a
Crawford.
lot of people are not noticing is that as Spence and Ortiz sets up a possible Ortiz and Crawford match, because Turkey did say before the Madrimov fight, he wanted Ortiz and Crawford. And the only one who didn't want him was Crawford at the time.
Yeah,
because he was.
And you know what?
Yeah,
you know what, Frank? You're good, right? Because he might not be able to keep on all that muscle at 168 now that Conte's gone. You know what I mean? Like, I have a feeling he's going to lose 25 pounds of muscle weight in his next fight.
Look, Spence makes sense for numerous reasons. Number one, Cowboy Stadium, the money, the name, the Hall of Fame.
They're both from Texas. It's like it'd be like a passing of the torch.
Exactly.
It'd be like a passing of the torch.
And if he beats Spence even worse than Crawford, that puts him in position to face Crawford. So this has multiple reasons, to make sense.
Yeah,
people will want to see him as Crawford.
He's going after Johnny back. He's going to campaign at 160, man.
No, he's not.
He is. All right.
No, he's not.
Well, I mean,
you can believe not. You can choose not to believe it, but he's going to 160.
He's not going to fight Johnny back. He's going to try to fight Lara, maybe.
Yeah, no, but Lara's fighting.
I'm pretty sure they would love if Lara could pull off the upset, right?
That's what I'm saying. They want to fight Lara. They want to fight Johnny back. What the fuck?
I never saw anything about that, so maybe. But either way, he's going to 160.
Right.
So if he wants that fight, he could move up, and so can Boots.
So can Boots, yeah. That makes more sense, yeah.
I don't think that's just gonna sell, man. That's just I'm not talking boxing, but
that 168 was a one-time thing for him because and now that, like you said, Bucho, this guy's dead, Conti, right? So maybe he's like, yeah, fuck that. It's just a one fight thing. I'm gonna go back down to 160 and make maybe one or two fights there. Boots.
Well, at this point, he's on. It's Turkey that decides at this point, I believe. No.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, Turkey gives him the money, right? Yeah, Turkey will give him the cash flow.
And it has to be a fight there has to be something at stake at this point, right? Because you fought Canelo, now you're going down in competition, right, in accomplishment. So, but you still like, okay, so if he fights Johnny Beck, if Johnny Beck beats Lara, so Crawford fights Johnny Beck, it's for a middleweight title. So they can sell it as, he's going for another weight division championship.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. But what else are there any other options where you can sell a fight?
He can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I agree. Crawford can do whatever.
No, I don't think so. I don't even think a Johnny Beck fight sells that much. And I think Turkey's going to find out, like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, I'm saying, and he's of the opinion his trainer, Bo Maggot, was chewing out some YouTuber about that Crawford can do whatever he wants. And if he demands $100 million, because that's what his coach, Bernie,
he's an idiot. He was eating
so
Cheetos.
When you guys, he said Crawford can fight whoever he wants, and he's owed $100 million. He won't fight for nothing less than 100 M's. So these fans, they'll say Crawford.
That's probably not happening.
Who's he going to fight for $100 million? Who's he going to fight for?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that kind of money. That's unrealistic.
Yeah, but that's what he's telling. He's telling the fans, and they're going to drink it. Because they think he walks on water.
Well, no, certain fans.
He's convinced
certain fans.
Well, yeah, they're here on the panel. They think he could do whatever he wants.
Right. We know that he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Sure, he wants Johnny Beck. It's not going to sell out. It's not going to generate anything. You're not going to put it on Netflix. You're not going to put it on Netflix, man. Unless somebody puts in the money, but they're going to take a loss. I mean, Netflix is not.
But me personally, I think it's weak as fuck if you don't defend Undisputed. Like, that's part of the Undisputed, right?
That's a good point, Frank. I think that's something that Turkey might be exploring, and because you know what, defend that super middleweight undisputed championship
against who?
Weak.
But that's the thing. Who against who? That's a good question. Who's
David Benn?
Anybody? Billy would be a hell of a fight.
And Billy's fighting Munguia apparently.
I'm just throwing out names. You said in that division.
Okay. Who else?
Lester Martinez.
Oh, Lester Martinez.
Lester Martinez.
Martinez.
Okay, yeah.
Fight is that would be interesting.
That would sell.
Yeah.
I mean
Womack
more than Johnny Beck
at the same time.
Partner.
That's not going to happen.
A lot of money. Crawford's only interested in making a lot of money at this point.
Yeah, I think he could probably squeeze out like
So
a
is
$20
Womack.
to $30 million payday from Turk, but I don't think he's gonna get 100 million. That's crazy. I don't think he's gonna get that much.
Hamza.
No one is getting 100
Hamza. What
million.
about Hamza?
So
There you go.
So
Sherrod.
hey,
That's
let me ask
Sherrod.
Dirk. So I want to know
Sherrod.
what Dirk thinks, right? Because he's very he's like an activist in the community, right? He's very pro-black. You know, he's a Black Panther and whatever.
Mhm.
And I want to know what he thinks about Timothy Bradley calling out Ennis for being a coon for helping Canelo and stuff like that before the fight. And like, like he's switching sides and shit. He's not staying on code, basically.
I think it's ironic because people been accusing Tim of being a coon in the past.
So you stay away.
I'm just saying.
Calling somebody else a coon.
He lost his coon
so I think
credibility.
He's trying to deflect. I'm not. It's not me. It's him.
Yeah, but also, bro, we all know Timmy is Team Crawford, bro. So like, there's a little bit of bias when it comes to Boots and all of that, bro.
No, Andre Ward said it too. Andre Ward said that motherfucker's fight nobody.
That's the same.
Yeah. How is see? How is everybody against this guy? That's the crazy thing. There's a pattern here.
Why does everybody hate Crawford, right?
So wait, are you denying that? Ward
no, I'm
and
telling you.
Bradley.
Why is there a pattern? Is there not a pattern? Is everybody just against this guy for just because they don't like him? That's not just us. You know, you already know we're biased because you know we're biased. But why is your boys? Why are they all against him? Why is everybody against this motherfucker?
I don't know what you mean by your boys. Whatever.
Your boys.
I'm starting to sense some West Coast bias towards the Northeast guy. I don't know.
It's a lot of
Ward is West Coast. They don't like that guy. They say he's fought nobody. He's stepping up.
It might be some East Coast bias.
Tim is from Texas.
We're all boxing fans, bro. We all know when our favorite fighters, some of us, when our favorite fighters are threatened by another fighter, what do we say? Oh, well, he hasn't done enough. He hasn't fought nobody. We all use those code words. They said the same thing about Benavidez versus Canelo. Benavidez hasn't done anything. He hasn't fought anybody. That's code word where this guy's dangerous. I want our guy to fight him. That's what the Crawford fans are doing. It's the same thing.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, Crawford walks on water, right? Like, he's the best. Don't you say that?
Crawford would rather fight an old Canelo than a young in prime guy like Boots.
Oh, so you're dissing Crawford now?
No, he's dissing Canelo, which all of a sudden, like, you know, is like, that's what I said. If Canelo loses his shot,
I don't know why his dad said they would lower the showtime then.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
So
well, look, it's just like a pattern that everybody's knocking this guy. That people know something that we don't, us, the public, don't know. Those people on the inside, they know something about that Jaron guy because they're all coming out against him.
Okay, I mean, if Boots is, if he's not as good as people say he is, I wish somebody would prove it. You know, step up to the plate.
It's not gonna be Lima for sure, and it's Stanionis, little Stalionis, and we're gonna find out. I agree. We're gonna find out at 154. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I think he's good. I just think he's playing games. I mean, they accuse him of his dad that they're milking Eddie Hearn, or that somebody said that is close to his camp, his dad, because Norman Jr. or the senior, right? And Boozy Ennis, I guess that's Ennis's dad. They had both agreed not to fight until they wanted to fight for undisputed. So like behind the scenes, they pretty much collaborated to duck each other. I said from the beginning they were both ducks. And we know these guys don't fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, did you hear that, Dirk?
No, yeah, I remember when that happened too, right? They said they spoke on the phone. They said, okay, we're going to collect all the belts, and then we'll meet in the middle at the end for everyone.
Is that true, Dirk? Is that true?
You know, where the fuck did that go?
Do you corroborate that? Okay, I guess it's true. So, yeah, I mean, I've said it before. These guys duck each other.
I'm in a restaurant. Give me 1 second, man.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, clean up that table.
You gotta settle this.
All right, pick up those dirty dishes, put them in the back, and then go to the bathroom. So you can
I'm all excited. That table's rising.
No, but
he's good.
I'm busting down a table.
Listen. I'm not saying Boots is a bomb, one of these people, but I'm not saying he's.
He is.
I'm not saying also he's some sort of boogeyman. That is ridiculous.
He's
based on what?
He's a fucking hype job. That's what he is.
I mean, I really think he should. I thought Crawford should have fought him.
Skirt.
That's another. Crawford gets undisputed and doesn't defend it. Yeah. Then he
Crawford
gets this undisputed, doesn't defend it.
Yeah, no, well, he fought Majimov for
the youngest guy fought was Majimov, and he lost.
Hey, you know Dirk's girl's like rolling her fucking eyes while this fool's trying to talk to people. Like, we're fucking eating.
Yeah, dinner, and he's talking on the
you
fucking
said you
Discord.
weren't going to talk boxing today.
He's like, shut up. I'm talking about boots. You mean that gay guy in the skirt?
The screensaver on your phone? I told you about that.
You mean that guy you watched the pictures of, the greasy guy with the skirt? Yes.
The one I saw you in the bathroom with the photo.
Yes. Yes.
I was just playing. I was just playing.
No, but it's not going to happen, man. I mean, it's not going to happen, guys. It's not.
Yeah, we can safely assume. Era, which is
no. See, but I don't believe that. Okay, marination is like what Crawford and Spence did. You know, that's marination, bro. Like what they do is if they have a big fight, they take in between fights to sell. Like when Tank fought Ryan, he fought Hector before, and then Bud Crawford fought Avanusian. You know, before the big fight, they wanna milk it for as much as they can. You understand me? That's marination, but I think they do need to build it. They need to fight higher profile fights, and I think fight for the ring belt or a title, and that's building it. Because they're really not stars. Neither one is. I don't know what this guy Dirk imagines. He tried to tell you.
Well, apparently the zone is pushing for this. No, that's what I heard. The zone is pushing for this.
I mean, I don't think that even after this fight, whoever wins it is going to be a star. They're still going to have to do a lot more in their career to build it up. Like this, they're in the process of becoming stars, which that's why they need to fight each other to get that momentum. But instead, they're stalling it out.
No,
like they're acting like they've already made it by saying, "Oh, you haven't done this, you haven't fought that." And go ahead.
Yeah, but the fight itself is not a big fight. Like it's big to us, but nobody outside of this little YouTube.
It's never going to be a big fight. They're not going to. They're not.
Yeah, I heard.
And they could beat Fundora. They could beat all those guys. They're not going to become a bigger name. They need to achieve before they can become stars.
Well, that's what you do by fighting guys like Earl Spence, Jermell Charlo. Look, Spence. Look, he sold pay-per-views. He's still a name. Like it or not, he's a bigger name than Boots. It's just
and those fights are still going to be there if they fight each other first. And it's going to
you know what Turkey should do? Put them in the same card.
That's what Ortiz's manager had suggested.
Really? Okay, well, there you go. Doesn't that make sense?
He said Boots fights Charlo, or like a quasi tournament. Ortiz fights Spence.
Yeah.
On the undercard, Boots and Charlo. No, people said no. That's marinating. How dare you? Oh. They didn't like that. That's. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before, these kind of quasi tournaments, you know, super middleweight tournaments.
I mean, how much? I mean, it's not like one of those guys fighting Murtasaliev and Fundora. I mean, we're talking about Charlo and Spence. These are not easy fights. I mean, they're winnable, very winnable fights.
They're winnable prize fights. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely that you're going to have an upset. So then you're going to get
what De La Hoya and, what did they? De La Hoya, when he fought freaking Whitaker, right? They both fought a week from each other. And they both fought against Miguel Angel Gonzalez, and then I think Whitaker fought
you're talking before that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And they both won it, and they set up their big fight. So, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Then that would calm people down, right? That would kind of reassure people. Listen, they're going to fight after this. They're fighting on the same card. You know, don't start assuming that they're not going to fight.
Yeah, but I go back to, I'm just going to say what Rick Glazer said, that guy Jaron doesn't want to fight. I kind of believe that.
But why is he saying this?
You know, he's saying that okay, how am I trying to say this? That people in the know, in boxing, that are around these guys, they know something about Jaron Ennis, as maybe he's chinny, he struggles to make, something along the lines of his talent. They know something, and that's why Team Ennis doesn't want the fight. That he'll never take the fight.
They know he'll get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, so all the posturing, getting in it's all for show, bro. It's literally WWE.
So what's
Virgil
the plan for
yes.
Okay, so Ennis knowing this weakness, he must know he has a weakness. What's his plan?
Well, what I see Eddie Hearn doing, he's setting up Josh Kelly and Meritialev, and I think
no.
in the UK though. It's going to be on.
Yeah, I know
turf.
that would be like a UK thing, but still, like what?
So imagine
what's wrong with fighting Kelly? If he beats Bakram, what's wrong with fighting Kelly?
Yeah, if he beats Bakram,
yeah, there would be nothing wrong if he beat Bakram, but
you're right. He's a champion at that point.
Bakram's been off for a while, so don't be surprised if Josh Kelly pulls off the upset. I'll say that. Now, the last time he was off for like over a year, he had a really bad performance against Colt. Well, it was an awesome fight, but he didn't look like a monster in that.
I know. I still have.
No, but Josh Kelly's not good.
He's not. He doesn't suck, but he's not this boogeyman that they say he.
Probably not.
Kelly's been active. That's the big difference.
He's a good fighter, though.
Okay, but see, there's options, and Ahern knows this. There's options, you know. You're right. He fights in the UK for the IBF belt. If that, but if Murtazaev wins, I don't know. Listen, we actually have to see how that fight plays out. If Murtazaev knocks fucking Josh Kelly out, I don't know. I don't know if they're rethinking that.
But what did they really tell us, bro? He's been stopped before by Avanisi.
True.
That's what I'm saying.
What are we learning by Bakram if he knocks out Josh Kelly?
I don't know. He might look like a Tyson
that's a soft touch for Bakram.
Right. If Virgil Ortiz or Boots were fighting Josh Kelly, we'd probably be cooking them.
Yeah.
Well, that's an avenue they might be willing to take as well. Both guys, Ortiz and Ennis, have a bunch of options. Like, there's no denying that. So
yeah, that's why they have an opportunity to become the face of boxing. To become the face, you got to have a bunch of good opponents. Otherwise, you'll be like Inoue or Andre Ward, where you're limited in how big you can really become. That's just my opinion.
Inoue's pretty big, bro. Why would you say that?
He's a regional star. Pacquiao was a global star because he was able to fight big names like, Herrera, fucking Floyd Mayweather.
I don't think it's just because he fought them; it's because he beat the shit out of them.
Well, either way, he had good opponents to fight, and they also had big names too. Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto. I can keep going, bro. Like Margarito.
What did you call him?
Regional star. But what about fighters who only fight in their own, can only sell out in their hometown? Are they regional as well?
I mean, it's better than not be able to sell anywhere.
Well, I mean, no, I'm talking about Inoue can sell in his fucking country over there, all of it.
Yeah,
now, when it comes to certain American fighters, they can only sell in their hometown.
So don't say he's not a star.
I'm not trying to disrespect Inoue, but as good as he is, he should be like a global star, and he's not.
Maybe
that's all I'm saying, bro.
In Asia, I don't know.
No, he's not.
Global.
Yeah, he's a star in Asia. Yes.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Mexico. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not walking down LA and people stopping over like, oh my God.
Who is walking down LA?
Who are they doing that for?
Pacquiao? I mean, you're talking about Pacquiao? I mean, this guy, come on. It's been a long
Wilder, right? They were doing that for Wilder. Boots.
Boots is not going to walk down anywhere.
Their name in Boots in.
They probably do that shit for Crawford. They're like, oh shit, it's fucking Kendrick Lamar.
None of these guys.
Yeah, UFC did that shit.
I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty funny. Look, bro, nobody's arguing those guys are superstars either. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You really believe Jaron Ennis has potential to be a face of boxing?
Absolutely. Yeah, if he gets these guys like Virgil and maybe Earl Spence down the line or a Crawford fight down the line, absolutely. Why not?
You're dreaming, bro.
Okay, hold on. Dirk, what about Ortiz?
Yes, him too. Absolutely.
No, I don't think there is no more face of boxing, bro. It's dead. Once Canelo's done, it's not the fucking 90s, bro. Early 2000s. There's no more face of boxing.
There will
bro.
be. We just don't know.
When hasn't there been a face of boxing?
Yeah, it's going to be. We're not going to be able to predict who it's going to be.
No, I'm serious. Hasn't there been a face of boxing? Oh, we asked this question earlier, like in another show. BDA said there was a period of 2 years into 2000s or some shit like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Where there wasn't a face?
Yeah, he mentioned after 2004, after De La Hoya lost to Hopkins, I think, but it didn't last long. It's like a year or 2 years where there's a void, but eventually there's somebody that comes up, so...
Yeah,
somebody always comes.
For starters, they don't fight often enough.
And I'm pretty sure no one expected a little Filipino to be one of the faces.
No, exactly.
Like,
Who
no
the
one
fuck?
expected that at all.
Exactly.
That happened out of nowhere.
Maybe some guy from you never know, from anywhere.
The next face of boxing, we might not even know who he is.
But with Pacquiao, he had I forget the word, man. He had De La Hoya to carcass to feed off.
Right.
Of. Like you have to be put over. It's a wrestling term. Who probably knows that? It's like
that's why Spence needs to fight Virgil.
Exactly.
Really, Terence Crawford will be the guy that would hand over that torch, but he's not going to do that.
He's not going to. But that's what I'm telling you. You think Jaron could maybe if Terence Crawford gave him the chance, but they're not going to. That's why I said.
You think Crawford won't do it because he thinks he's going to be set up? They're going to set him up?
He don't want to lose.
Yeah, they're going to pull. We're talking about wrestling, like Bret Hart against Shawn Michaels. They're going to pull some shit. Yeah.
No, I just think he could beat that guy. Look, man, maybe if Terence Crawford, if he hadn't made so much money, maybe he would fight Jaron Ennis. But because he made so much against Canelo and he feels he's a superstar, he wants to retire undefeated, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
If Virgil or Boots, if they go undisputed at 154, people are going to be clamoring for him to fight Terence Crawford.
It's not going to happen. You need that person to put you over. That's what Mayweather only got put over to the De La Hoya.
Hold on, let me think.
If somehow Virgil's fast tracked and he gets a Canelo shot, which I'm speaking into existence, he could get put over. If Jaron somehow
hold on. Fast tracked, De La Hoya took it from Chavez, right?
Yeah, you could. No, De La Hoya was already a star.
Okay, but there you go. There was already a star. So you can't have a star that is born out of like nowhere.
And Canelo was already growing into a star even before he fought Mayweather. And it's not like Mayweather gave the torch to him because he obviously lost the fight. The dude was always going to be a star. That's why Mayweather fought him.
No, somebody has to put it over.
I don't think it's like
it's a
requirement. I mean, it helps if somebody passes down.
You just gotta let it happen, baby.
But the reason why, real quick, the reason why Boots and Virgil have a good opportunity is because there's a void. Mexican fans are not going to have Canelo anymore. He's going to retire, and then the black fans they can't go for Spence or Crawford. He's going to be gone. So it's going to be a void for Boots and Virgil to take over.
What's the thing about the black fans? Who buys the pay-per-views? I mean, it's not the black fans. Right?
I mean,
and we've talked about this. They're watching basketball. They're watching.
Again?
All of a sudden, it's like this big.
We're not doing this, Bucho. We're not doing this, Bucho.
No, we're doing it, man.
No, bro, come on. We're not doing this race bait.
It's not race. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Look. The point is, Virgil and Boots both have an opportunity to take over a fan base that's looking for the next guy. So, if they do their part, there's no reason why Virgil can't become the face of Mexican boxing, whatever you want to call it, or Boots for his demographic. Tank ain't doing shit. Tank is probably going to get arrested and put in prison for life. So,
all right, let's say Boots Ennis wipes out the whole division. Let's say Boots Ennis wipes out the whole division. He has all the belts.
Yeah. Right.
Then what? Like he's a star now,
yeah.
Absolutely, and he's from a big market. Philadelphia is a big market, and Texas is a big market.
What could happen is depending also on other factors, like what happens at welterweight during the same period. Like it's another star building up at welterweight.
Brian Norman could move up and fight Virgil.
Well, what I'm saying exactly. So we never know what can happen. There could be another undisputed champion at welterweight, and
that fool's not going anywhere.
No, I don't think. I'm just saying. Yeah, not him. Yeah, but that could happen. Like we have a champion or a champion at middleweight.
That's a built-in big fight already. Norman versus Boots, because there's already history between those two camps.
Jesus, I don't know, man.
And Norman,
they're not gonna fight, bro. That fight's gone. That shit's up in smoke. They're never gonna fight.
Yeah, don't forget, Norman comes from a big market too. He's from Atlanta. That's a big market as well. So, that's good.
He's got personality. He's got a little bit of personality. Him and his dad. So.
I don't know. You guys are more hopeful than I am, dude. But because I can't see Jaron Ennis carrying Cinco de Mayo on September 16th. I just can't. I don't think he has the personality or charm, or I just don't think he can hold those dates. That's
style, he's gonna be knocking out everybody. He needs to. You know what? If he was knocking out, like if he starts knocking out everybody at 154, then maybe. You know, he's like a knockout artist.
Well,
but he's
what
not.
if he had a? What if
he went on a run?
He won't be.
Look, dude, look, Mexican flag skirt. What do you think?
What?
What?
Mexican flag skirt. The Mexican flag skirt. That's just gonna make him
If he does
popular.
that,
Yeah, he's saying that Jaron Ennis will wear that because he wears like.
it, right?
Oh yeah. Well, they're all doing it now.
He's not. He's
That's
not
gonna be
doing
awesome.
that.
That's gonna be awesome.
He's not doing that.
he'd have to go on a 3 or 4 year run of beating all the Pandora, Zayas, Virgil. He'd have to keep fighting and hold that date.
He'll probably
but I don't
lose
see it happening.
along the way, anyways. And I'm not saying just because you lose, you know, it's the end, but just kind of takes away from your the aura of invincibility. That and this is what they're trying to build on this guy. Like, yeah, like undefeated. And then
How you build a fighter, Bucho? You got to give him aura, like you're saying. You got to give a fighter aura.
I know, but it's going to be very
build that.
difficult in this division for anybody, I think. Like, I think they're all going to lose.
Or maybe he might be that special. We got to see it.
I don't think that's the thing. I don't think he's special. And I've seen enough at this point, I think. Like,
Yeah, they don't even have no major endorsements. We were talking about De La Hoya. He was a star before because he had Coke. He had, major endorsements before.
Yeah, he had a deal with Puma. I remember that.
He had too much coke. You know what I'm saying?
well, somebody, I think Jimmy mentioned this a long time ago, like that this sponsor, they don't want to sponsor boxers anymore because it's very dangerous. They live very crazy lives, right? And you want to sponsor a fucking wife beater, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you guys were pessimistic. You guys were
Yeah, you're right. You're saying
but
the sponsors are not going to touch these boxes. So how can you create a star if they're not even being promoted? Then
I'm saying that's what I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they would have already had Nike. They would already had Michael Jordan, whoever. Like Floyd, even though he was a scumbag, he had Michael Jordan on sitting at his fights. Like what stars are going to watch Jaron Ennis? That's what I said about Virgil and Spence. Spence brings the goons out. He brings the rappers. He brings the athletes. What?
No, good point. Because Crawford, was he even a star?
Negative. No, he didn't bring nobody
people talk
out.
about his accomplishments. 3-time undisputed champion, all of that. I'm like, but did that even make him a star? Like, even beating Canelo probably is not making him a star. So, what do you have to do to become a star?
That's what I'm trying to tell you about star power is like when you can bring the fucking New York Yankees out to watch your fights. Derek Jeter, Aaron Judge watching your fucking fight. They ain't doing it like that. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying.
He's so unknown. He's so nondescript. Crawford is so nondescript that the night that they had his big parade for him in Omaha, he got arrested later on that night.
But when it comes to Crawford, maybe he did it to himself because
they thought he was some random gangbanger and they banged his ass up.
We're waiting for the champ. What are you doing?
The problem for Terence Crawford is when he was 28 years old, the same age as Virgil and Boots, he was fighting in Scotland versus Ricky Burns. Like bro, he didn't really become a star until he fought Earl Spence, and he was already 35. So
I was going to say, and even his welterweight campaign, it was very uneventful. Not exciting.
And he also never had the personality. Like you can't fake that.
He never was personality because let's be real, bro. Canelo is not super charismatic either, and neither is even Tank Davis. Tank Davis is not charismatic. He's still more of a star than Crawford. So it's not about that. It's about, I can't use that argument for Tank because he didn't really fight nobody.
He did sell almost 1 million papers.
It's the look, bro. It's either people like you or they don't. It's like,
that's what I was saying. Also, this is why you have to be a Mexican. I don't want to make it racial like you're saying, Dirk, but it's true though. Like being Mexican helps. Having the Mexican fan base behind you does help because Crawford, he wasn't getting that support.
Yeah, that dude fucking, you do have to have some level of personality. So I do think that has to be put into it.
Didn't Triple G build his career off of that? Off Mexican style.
Fighting in personality.
Mexican style, but Golovkin was knocking people out. And this is what people want to see. People don't understand. Oh, no, they want to see the sweet signs. They want to see the sweet signs. They want to see hit and not get hit. No, they want to see knockouts. Get the fuck out of here. And they want to see it all the time. They want to see it consistently. And this guy was fighting 3 times a year. He was putting in the work, and he deserved what he got.
Everybody. That's not true. Crawford knocked out everybody at 47.
He wasn't fighting enough.
So it's not
he
just
wasn't fighting enough. He wasn't fighting enough. He wasn't fighting often, and he wasn't knocking them out like Golovkin either. I mean, you look at the you look at the Benavidez
You're
fight.
fighting Ricky Byrne. You're fighting Chris Adongo. You're fighting what's his name?
Julius Adongo.
Bunch of motherfuckers. People never. Julius Adongo. Yeah.
Postol. He ran against Postol. He ran against Postol, and that people don't forget that was his first pay-per-view. Imagine you buying that pay-per-view, you go like, "What the fuck is this?" That tainted Crawford's name.
And don't forget, remember Golovkin had that funny phrase. What was it? Big drama show, and they started putting it on shirts and promoting that for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why David Benn is
like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like the dude, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had a funny voice and it was perfect for the movies, and he became a star. There's something about him that people think is charming in a way.
But the way he was knocking them out, he looked like he had power in both hands. That's the thing, though. He had power in both hands. He had power. But Crawford, sure, he stopped some fighters, but he didn't stop them the same way. It wasn't like, oh, wait until Crawford hits a guy, you're going to see his power. No, it was like, and then even like Benavidez, it was a struggle, then he stopped him. It wasn't the same vibe as Golovkin. The same vibe Golovkin was
they were putting Golovkin in California and New York. And, they kept Crawford in Nebraska. Go ahead.
And also, that's another thing. Crawford's from a small market. Virgil and Boots don't have that problem. And then, most importantly, look at Benavidez. I don't think he'll become a star either because there's not enough big names around his weight class right now. It's not. Think about it. But Virgil
I think Boots is trying to get the Mexican fan base. I think Boots that's why he's calling out Ortiz, and he's obsessed with Ortiz at this point, just because he wants to get some of that.
Virgil are in the situation. They're in the perfect situation, perfect age, perfect time to take advantage. I'm saying.
Well, you know what? If they build it up properly, guys, if they build this fight properly, can you create a semi-star, a quasi-star, whatever you want to fucking call it? Not a superstar, but something.
You got to do it carefully, though, because you can get knocked out by a guy like Pacquiao.
That's what I'm saying. This division is there's landmines all over the place.
Yeah.
That's what happens, man. You got to be good. If they're not the goods, then they don't make it to each other.
They don't deserve it.
That's why they have tournaments. Yeah, that's why they have playoffs, right? They don't just reward you for finishing first. You still have to have playoffs. That's what makes the most sense. And really, if we look at, they put this fight in Las Vegas on March 26th, it's not going to be big, dude. Not like you guys think. When Canelo fought Crawford, I mean, he brought the stars out. They shut down the strip. That's what you want. I mean, in my opinion, as a boxing fan, I know you hate the word marination, but I say you got to build it. And in September,
I have a theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
A quick theory, but I think these people behind the scenes, they create these narratives where, so and so is ducking so and so in order to build up buzz for the fight. Get it talking in the YouTube media.
There are most definitely people who are being paid by certain promoters or companies to push out certain ideas.
Sure. Yeah, that's what they did with Spence and Crawford. Like, what did the people argue on YouTube every single day with Spence Crawford? Oh, you're ducking my guy. No, your guy's ducking my guy.
Did that
and
help?
Then before you know it, it's a big fight.
All right, so is there a wrong way to marinate a fight?
Yeah, make it go on for like 5 or 6 years.
Over marination, yeah.
Yeah, and then one guy or both guys lose, and then it loses that
Mucho, the key word is build. Don't forget about marination. Marination is 5-6 years, right? Mm-hmm. That's marination. But you do need to build the fight. You need to build their profile. You need to put them on podcasts. If you want this fight to be big, it's got to take like a year. You got to roll out the promotion and do the tours, right? Don't they do like 3-city tours? Like when Ryan and Tank, they did West Coast, East Coast. They have to.
Yeah. And when Gregor and Mayweather fought, they went all over the world, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. They were already big, obviously, but they knew that they needed to do more.
I think they went to Canada. Yeah.
By themselves, individually. Boots and Virgil are not on that level.
Yeah.
But if their advisors push them out there, and they can do, they do media press kits. They send the media, to all these podcasts and the networks, and they say, hey, we want to bring our guy on, talk to him for 10 minutes. That's why I said the star power is different. When Mayweather fought De La Hoya, it was you went and bought a case of beer, they had their cutouts in the supermarket. Like, that's why I told you guys, but there's no more stars like that.
But can they artificially push this? Like you were saying through like what do you call it? Marketing campaign. A marketing campaign for this fight. They get together. They create a narrative, and they create a plan on how to try and promote this fight. And create like a narrative that both guys are like ducking each other or whatever, but eventually they're gonna fight.
Yeah,
they could do that.
Well, that's why Dana White said he doesn't like boxing because it's always going out of business. They just want the most money, so they don't want to take that money and then invest it in marketing and build these guys. Right? They just want all the money. Like let's just milk the zone for as much as we can get. Both you guys play your part. We're going to just do this little media spin, get everybody excited, and then we'll just throw it in Vegas in March. And we both get like 7-8 million.
Someone says tour. More promotion tours. Yeah. No, but I think the best, you're talking about building the fighters, like what you said, having both of them in the same card. I think it's a great idea. I mean, you want to talk about building them up.
Isn't that what they usually do? I thought that's what they used to do. They would have guys fight on the same card to build them a fight with them later.
They did that several times.
Standard.
Or fight like a week apart.
Some of the older
like
guys, I remember Don King used to do that a lot.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Chavez and Trinidad would fight on Mike Tyson undercards. That's why I said Crawford could easily help Jaron Ennis by putting him on his undercards, but they want all the money.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's how you.
If you think two guys with big egos like Virgil and Boots are gonna be somebody's undercard, especially against each other, you're crazy.
If the money's right, they'll do it. If the money's right, they'll do it. If the money's right, they'll do it. I mean,
they're all dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb on their part.
Dude, Canelo fought on
undercard, buddy. That's a flex.
Canelo fought on Mayweather's undercards. I think he did it a couple times.
But Boots and Virgil are considered
before he became a bigger star.
Well, yeah, but also Mayweather's the biggest star in the sport. Canelo's a young guy. Boots and Virgil are peers. They're kind of on the same level.
No, they might be able to do it like a week from each other. I can see them doing that. Like Ortiz will fight 1 week, the next week will be Ennis's fight. Maybe they can do something like that.
Technically, they just did that, but in a sort of way. But regardless, bro, we're not getting that fight next. We all know that, but
yeah.
I don't think so.
And again, I think it's okay. If they build it, I'm okay with them trying to build it.
Yeah.
And how many pay-per-views? Let's just think. How many pay-per-views do you really think it'll sell? Maybe
at the most
300?
200K. 300K if we're being nice.
But if Virgil fights Spence, right, that's going to do at least 300,000 pay-per-views. He's definitely going to be a bigger name. Huh?
Okay, but what is the purpose of that fight? That dude doesn't have a trainer. He
to sell pay-per-views. If you sell 350,000 pay-per-views, dude, maybe 400,000 with Earl Spence, that's a hell of a way. What Sobers was saying that Virgil could say, "Hey,
allow Spence to fight a bum at least to get like some sort of a tune-up. That way, because people are gonna pay their hard-earned money.
Lima.
Whatever, bro. Who you think he can beat easily.
No, he just fought Lima. What the fuck was that?
No, I'm talking about Earl Spence. Let Earl Spence fight a bum to get his little tune-up. That way,
Errol Spence out his own mouth said he don't take tune-ups. He said
he's an idiot.
He's not interested in that. He won't do that. He said,
"Yeah, I know. I know he's not going to do that." But I'm just saying in general because people are not going to pay their hard-earned money to watch a fight they don't think is going to be competitive. They're not, bro. If Earl Spence looks good on his comeback.
You don't think Earl Spence Ortiz right now would do a good numbers, 300,000? If Earl fights fucking Ugas and sells 250, 300,000 pay-per-views, he just did 600,000. Now you and we go, oh no, he can't do that. But when they look at the numbers and they do the negotiations, that's what they use. Earl says, dude, I put up 300 consistent.
He'll do decent numbers, but if you get Earl Spence against a bum and he looks decent, you'll get more people on board because right now
a lot of people like shit.
Yeah, no. Well, if he looks like shit, then I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
Well, what if they don't want to risk that?
I mean, let's be honest, bro. Earl Spence is not beating Ortiz. Like,
we're not arguing.
I'm not arguing that. You're talking about giving a tune-up. That's not going to work.
If he can't even beat up a bum, like what does that say?
Well, that's why you have him go in without a tune-up. So you have the imagination that people will come up with all these. Oh, maybe Spence still has it. That's what happens. You're crazy.
He's in shape. You know, you'll give him a little bit of steroids. He looks a little more heavier. Oh, he's in shape. He looks better than ever. You know.
Bud beat that man to the inch of his life. That's the worst beating I've ever seen.
He wasn't even on the ground. He wasn't even on the ground, bro.
He definitely was. He just got up.
Bro, why is everybody so worried about Earl getting sacrificed, bro? That's boxing, bro. They sacrifice.
It's time, baby. Yeah,
man. Oscar was a sacrifice to Manny Pacquiao. Like Oscar had no business. I mean, he even shrunk down.
But that wasn't how it was looked at before the fight, though.
Yeah, they thought Pacquiao killed in that fight.
People thought De La Hoya was gonna kill a little Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, and people are like, "What? De La Hoya versus Pacquiao?" I mean, that the two names we know them, but no one ever thought of that fight ever happened.
Because everyone still remembers the old De La Hoya. That's why, right? So when it's like, oh, Errol Spence versus Ortiz, everyone's gonna remember. Oh, remember what he did to what's that dude's name? The one when a couple million people were watching. Not Algieri, the one he fought before Algieri, the Frenchman.
Yeah, but that's prime Errol Spence. Nobody.
That's what people are gonna remember when he looks in shape, right? And now he's fighting Ortiz.
Were you talking about Lo Greco?
Filo Greco? No, the other one. It was Derry. Was it Derry or no? Derry John. That's the one who Crawford fought him.
Yeah, he fought Derry.
There was a dude that Errol Spence fought, and it was after like a football game or something. There's like a bunch of
Leonard Bundu. Leonard Bundu.
Bundu. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody's
They'll remember him. They'll remember that one. They'll remember the one that fought Leonard Bundu.
Bro, everybody's crying about no, poor Earl, or don't do it, Earl. Dude, that's what happens, bro.
Yep. That's
you fucking sacrifice that dude. Yeah, if he wants to fight and he wants to make money, who are you to tell him no?
That's
and he has a lot of fans.
Well, the commission,
and they're gonna buy it.
He's coming back strong.
And Jerry Jones will be out there. Jerry Jones will be out there putting up money for it to be at an AT&T stadium. Yeah, it's gonna be a big fight, even if it's not gonna be competitive.
Bro, you don't think every fighter we talk about now is not gonna end up like that? Tank is gonna end up like that. Shakira, Tio, Ryan, they're all gonna be fighting in 5 years, just like the young guys are gonna bring Abdullah Basin's probably gonna knock off Tank Davis. Emiliano's probably gonna knock off Ryan's in 3 or 4 years. You understand what I'm saying? No, they shouldn't bring these guys out. Dude, we're gonna sacrifice them.
Bro, that's how the sport works. Yeah, it takes pound of flesh, bro. You don't take from boxing, and it doesn't. Boxing also takes from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but everybody's crying about it now, like they didn't witness it.
No, yeah. They're trying to act like these guys are trying to get away without. They're trying to get out the game unscathed. It's not happening, bitch.
Yeah, man. I mean, let them get the Hall of. How else do you get a Hall of Famer on your?
You
resume?
will all end up like Rocky Lockridge, okay?
I mean, bro, if Boots fought in Philadelphia, and then Virgil Ortiz went to his fight and walked into the ring and said, "I want to fight you next," and then Boots after the fight says, "No, you know what? I'd rather fight Errol Spence." Boots will get cooked as he should. Why are you fighting?
I have a question.
No fights have been made. No contracts have been sent. No fights. Nothing's official. Like the fuck.
Still, just the visual of, or even you just saying that is not a good look.
Right, he'll probably
think it's a great fight.
Yeah, an all Philly showdown, which I think that probably will happen sometime.
Or Danny Garcia.
Watch Ennis fight Danny Garcia, bro. Yes.
If Boots would have said, "I want to fight Danny Garcia, that's my dream fight," we'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro? No, we don't want to see that."
Sense. They're both from Philadelphia.
It's an all Philly showdown. Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia.
TJR is asking Spence versus Boots. Who y'all got? I mean, I got Boots.
Gold Coast Convention Center.
Are you serious?
Hey, Frank. Well, no, Frank. Didn't you post that video from Vane? What's his name? Vane Boxing. What the?
Yeah, Bruce Vane.
Bruce Vane, and he was saying that Spence Boots Ennis. Remember that? He actually said that.
About him.
That's crazy. He said that Spence beats Boots Ennis.
Did he say that? I don't know. He says a lot of crazy.
He gets up at the couch.
What a dumbass.
He hates Boots with a passion. He always has because he's a
dude. You used him to back up your Virgil's ducking claim.
The worst person to be right.
So you must think he has some
I'm
credit.
confused. Why would you post this guy? No.
The one thing
his racism supersedes his hate for Boots. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nah, I'm not racist, bro.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the other fool.
Bruce?
Yep.
Oh, he might be. I don't know.
You
don't
like
know.
LDBC Light.
I'm not sure. Maybe. I have to check. I haven't done enough research.
I don't know this man's character, but
hey, I was going to ask, how come Boots and Ortiz are considered above Fundora in terms of popularity and all of that? Like, are they really that much?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, why are they considered what? Say that again.
More popular. Are they really that much popular?
Then who?
The Fundora. Fundora. Jeez, this guy's breaking up.
Because Fundora's already lost, bro.
What?
Fundora doesn't have that aura of invincibility or undefeated.
Now you're stealing my words.
He's been dropped. He's been knocked the fuck. He's literally knocked the fuck out by what's his name?
Okay.
Forget the dude's name.
So Fundora lost, so that's it. He can't become a star. Okay.
And why is everyone like what Frank was saying, bro? Everyone's trying to protect Spence and shit. Like he's some kind of brain dead, damaged fighter. He took one loss. He got his ass whooped one time. That's how fragile he is. He can't take one ass whooping.
I think they're bringing up the car crash. Remember that the whole thing? Now he lost because of the car crash. He's done. And the beating looked like it was due to the car crash. That's what they say.
No, bro. In hindsight, it wasn't because the Crawford is just that good.
No, he's not. No, that's probably
we just gotta give Crawford.
He's good. He's better than
He's better than Spence. His ass either way, right? So,
but not like that. No, I don't think like that.
Ain't nothing
like that.
He beat him.
Yeah, like that.
No, not like that. Listen. I had Crawford winning that fight. Coming into the fight, I said, and it's on the record. I said Bud exposes Spence because I was never impressed by Spence. But I didn't expect that. That has there's something fucked up happened there, man.
He fell out of a car onto his head.
Something weird.
That's what it was.
You don't beat a guy like that. Man. You don't beat him up like that.
He fell out of a car onto his head.
Stylistically, it's just a bad match.
Yeah.
Spence deserves to get paid one last time.
Forget about the fact he fell out of a fucking car onto his head. Let's just forget about that.
Look, fool. He deserves to get paid one last time. Let him go in there with Ortiz.
Yeah, exactly. Ortiz. When Ortiz takes him out in the first round, we'll just say that Crawford ducked Ortiz, and that's it. We'll call it a day.
What if he dies? What if he dies in the Cowboys?
I mean, he dies. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, there you go.
He knew the risk.
Damn, why would you even put that out there, man? What's wrong with
I'm kidding.
I don't know why.
I'm not Deontay Wilder. I'm not Deontay Wilder.
We're kidding.
He took one L.
No, it's just highlighting.
No. He took more than one L. That car beat him worse than anyone else. The car beat him.
I'm not sure if
all the credit
Spence could beat.
Yeah, well, he's all rested up now. He'll be back stronger than ever. He's been cycling on and off PDs. He's growing his hair out.
He's so fucked up. He's so fucked up.
Now. It's different, bro.
Yeah,
I saw that.
He's so fucked up. He hasn't fought in more than 2 years. So obviously, there's something wrong with the guy. Can we conclude that?
Yes.
2 years. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
and then you want to put him in against Ortiz. That's illegal.
They want him to die.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking, bro. Like it's a waste of our time.
Yeah. What's it any different than when? But okay, Bucho. But what's it any different than when Canelo beat a fucking Shane Mosley almost to death? What's the difference?
No, Shane Mosley was still fighting. He was active though. Was he coming up?
He was already like 8 losses. He could barely talk. Yeah, his face was all puffy.
Mosley's
and when he fought Miguel Cotto, he was pretty much washed up too.
Who?
But when Canelo fought Mosley, he was just
Cotto was the champion. Come on.
There's plenty of examples.
I'm sure there's better examples.
He was a unified man.
Yeah, there's probably better examples.
Okay. Well, Sugar Ray Leonard, but he fought Camacho. Camacho also was washed up, by the way. So
no, are you really? I thought Leonard was the one washed up.
Both of them.
They were both washed up.
They were both washed up. One was super washed up, basically. But
Camacho aged a little better. That's what you could say, right? He aged better than Chavez too.
Yeah, but I mean, Leonard was from the early 80s and shit.
Right, what about when Terry Norris fought Sugar Ray Leonard? What about that?
When... Oh, do you mean the third fight?
No, Terry Norris and Sugar Ray Leonard only fought once. Norris fought a really obviously old Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah. Well, he was...
Knocked him the fuck out.
He was also...
Dude, when Lennox fought Tyson was done. They said he had no business in the ring. They had already told people that Mike Tyson had no business in the ring that night. Yeah, but see,
the difference here's the difference with that. And I understand what you're saying, but Tyson was beating these guys who I know he wasn't beating anybody really before he fought Lennox Lewis, but he was, winning.
Yeah.
Spence 2 years getting completely destroyed in a fight where like people are asking questions whether like the car crash had something to do with that destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put him against Ortiz. It's not even against Keith Thurman or somebody like that. You put him against a guy that's on a roll here. Like, he just destroyed Lubin. I don't know.
Well, Jacobs came back from bone cancer, right? And Dizzy Pazienza came back from a similar injury.
Imagine they make a movie out of Spence.
Yeah, it could happen,
I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, it's not impossible.
Steroids heal all.
I'm just saying we're being like way too extra soft on this subject, as if we care.
I'm not against the comeback. I'm just saying like maybe not against Ortiz.
I don't know. Victor Conte was still alive, and Spence might do it, but I think now he's just.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like Conte's gone. I don't know who can make. Maybe Memo Heredia work.
How much money can Golden Boy give Earl Spence anyway? I guess it's gonna be PBC and Golden Boy.
I don't know, but I'm sure he gets paid pretty well. I'm pretty sure he'll get paid pretty well.
Well,
yeah,
DAZN's already said we're not financing their fight. Technically, Golden Boy fights on DAZN platform, so if they're gonna make that fight, they have to do it with DAZN, and DAZN's not gonna go for that. Already said it.
Oh yeah,
so,
There's a lot. They say a lot of things, dude. People say a lot of things, and then it ends up happening. Like they just say that shit, man.
DAZN. Wait. Who from DAZN said it? Did DAZN say it? Who said it?
Dan Raphael tweeted that DAZN does not want to make Spence Ortiz. They're not going to finance.
But they make Boots and Lima. Like, come on, man. They make shitty fights, bro. A lot of people.
Yeah, they might change their minds actually when they realize, you know what? Like, there's money. There's money involved. There's going to be some money here.
Hey, when Jerry Jones says he's putting it AT&T.
Remember what they said that Tank and Garcia was never going to happen because of the networks, and then, dude, if there's money to be made, they'll make it because they said the same thing about Tank and Garcia. It can't happen.
Jerry Jones was at the Ortiz fight. So there's something. There's already talks.
What does Terence know about boxing?
So look. This is what I feel like no one's really catching on to. When Ortiz after this fight, he already had a script. He was saying, yes, we're gonna face off with Ennis because we need to make that happen because the fans are pushing that, right? But they said when they had the face off, neither of them wanted to commit to anything because they were already told not to. Right. So if one of them said, yeah, fight me, pussy. Yeah, it's next. They would look really bad right now that they're like, talking about maybe fighting other people. So Ortiz already had that in mind that, you know what, they already talked to Jerry Jones's people, whatever, saying, hey, man, we would love to make this fight. Whoop-de-whoop. After your fight, you just mention it. Virgil Ortiz is saying this. He's saying, I don't care what anybody says. That's my dream fight. Dallas Stadium, the blah, 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 70,000. He's repeating a script. These are lines that he was told to say. You get what I'm saying? It's not coming from his mind. He's repeating someone else's words coming out of his mouth.
It's possible. They gave him a script.
No, I'm positive that's what it is because like when the fuck did he ever say Errol Spence? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden you're saying that? Nah. Someone told you to say that. And it's for a reason. It's for money. And if Jerry Jones is right there at the fight, then that's the reason. That's the guy who probably wants to finance the whole thing. Because he was very tight with Errol Spence.
Yeah,
and now there's another guy, another young dude out of Texas.
Yeah.
Another knockout guy out of Texas.
If it makes financial sense, they're going to make it.
Boots
smart, he fights in the undercard.
Yep. That's a fight that stadium that everyone would want to fight as Cowboy Stadium. That's a very
you just say have Boots fight on the undercard.
Absolutely. Why not?
You're insane, bro.
Why? He's not a star, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
it's an ego thing, bro. Athletes have egos. I'm not fighting on your undercard. Not happening.
The money's they have egos. Yeah, they say they have egos, but at the end of the day, it's about money. It's about the money.
Some things money is not. It's not all just money, bro. There's
it is when it comes to these boxers. It is about money. All that I've never seen when it's not about the money. Actually, rarely, very rarely, and I don't think Boots is one of these exceptions, man.
If you allow yourself to fight on the undercard, you're basically bending the knee and admitting you're the B side. Then they're never going to do that.
No, because in this scenario, he would be fighting in the undercard because you have two Texan guys fighting. So it's not like he's the B. I mean, compared to Texan guys fighting.
That's what it looks like. You're fighting on my undercard.
Yeah, but because it's two guys from Texas. It's not because you're having the fight in somewhere. You know what I mean? He's below these guys because they're in Texas.
And do you really think they could finance a Boots, Charlo fight and a Spence Virgil fight on the same card without Turkey? Come on now.
No, not without Turkey. No, probably they're gonna need Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna show up.
Be so for real.
Yeah, let's be on. Let's be
Why wouldn't he be interested in that? I don't understand.
Also, Turkey's not interested in a guy fighting off a 3-year layoff. Like he wants competitive fights. I don't think. When has Turkey ever made a bullshit ass fight like that as a main event? That's the last time.
Haney Ramirez.
He put Haney against Ramirez. Ramirez was. I mean, you want to talk about shot? This guy's. You can see it in his fucking face.
But that was on the undercard. That wasn't the main event.
That was the co-main.
No, it was sold. It was sold as 3 main events. He was sold as all three fights could have been.
Nobody's crying for Jose Ramirez fucking drooling after every interview before all his fights. You know, he can't speak English or Spanish no more.
Nobody cares about him because he's Mexican. That's why.
I don't think anybody.
Yeah, let him work. Let him work himself to death. Let him work the fields till he dies. Who cares? He's just another strawberry picker.
I heard they deported him right after the fight. They deported him right after the fight.
What's the worst Devin Haney's going to do to Jose Ramirez, bro? Tickle him with his pillow fist? Come on, man.
Well,
he's already
approved that
fight. You know what I'm saying?
Turkey approved that fight.
Yeah, you say he doesn't put on non-competitive fights. He put that shit on. He put on Padley and Shakira. So,
Shakur against the electrician.
That was a last-minute replacement because
every time you're giving an example that destroys what you said, you say you make an excuse.
No, it's true.
You said he doesn't. You said Turkey doesn't put on. He only puts on competitive fights. That's what you said. I said no. That's not
context.
True.
You got to use context because Kid Austin pulled out the fight.
No, that's what you said. Stick to it. Stand on what you said.
The Kid Austin not pull out the fight.
He could have fought someone better. There was other names they gave him.
Who's going to fight Shakur Stevenson on the last-minute replacement? Let's be for real.
A lot of people do. It's a deep division. What are you talking about? They could have got anybody.
Not anybody good. Not anybody with a name.
Oh, my gosh. Bro, he fought Josh Padley. It doesn't matter. He fought Josh Padley. He got other names, dude.
Now he's going to fight Teofimo. So
no, but you said Turkey doesn't. No, I'm talking about that. What you said that Turkey only puts on competitive fights, and it's just not true. And I gave you the examples.
Turkey was trying to competitive fight. It's not his fault. The last guy, pussy guy.
What do you mean? No, he got a list of names.
Turkey wants money. If fucking this fight makes money, Charlo and Boots and Spence and Ortiz. If that makes money, then he's gonna fucking do it. And then he knows it's a marination or preparation for the eventual Ortiz and his fight. So he would go along with it. He would go along with it. By the way, people, hit the like in the chat. Hit the like. Really helps us out. Anyways, by the way, is there anything else we can talk about here?
Well, Tio and Shakur, you know, actually Shakira is going to be the favorite, which is crazy. This guy, let me finish what I'm saying. Dan Canobio, man, he laughed at me because I said he was glazing Shakira, and I said, oh, he's basically saying Shakira, if he beats Teo, is an all-time great, and is going to be number 4 pound for pound, and nobody's going to beat him. And I said, so what about Teo? And then he just laughed. I'm like, well, because I claimed he was. I said he was glazing.
Where's Teofimo on the pound for pound list then?
If he beats, he was just like trying to glaze Shakira so much. And look, just off top, let me finish, and then I'll shut up. If Teo, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Look, Shakur, I don't think Shakur should be a Hall of Famer because he beat fucking Teofimo Lopez, but he would be a 4 division weight champ at 28 years old. That's impressive, like it or not. And Teo's a good fighter, but stylistically, this fight does not favor Teofimo. A guy like Virgil Ortiz is the type of guy.
Oh, that was my point. Let me just stop you, Dirk. Just finish. Let me get it off, and then you can go. Teofimo, man, he how is he going to be the underdog when he has the better resume, wins, and he's the lineal champion? How is he an underdog? That makes no sense.
I'll tell you why.
And technically, quote unquote, the bigger fighter,
because
right?
every time Teo fights a boxer type like a Sander Martin or Jermaine Ortiz, he looks terrible.
It don't matter though. He has the accomplishments, the accolades, the resume, and you're the underdog. That tells me something fishy, dude. How these guys?
No, that doesn't win fights. Styles man fights, bro. It's not about who's got more accomplishment.
It's about who's the back footer and who's gonna get the decision. I mean, they know that these days you can just back foot your way to a decision.
I mean, it's not like Teo's a great inside fighter.
You will get the decision.
Like Virgil Ortiz is the type of guy you would want to fight Shakur Steve because Virgil knows how to cut off the ring, and it's not like Shakur's going to hurt Virgil. So Virgil
it's about the referees and the judges. What they like, the judges, they like
if you can't
back
close.
footer.
Hold on, one last thing.
Sorry.
If you can't close distance against a guy like Shakur, who's known at managing distance very good, like what shot do you really have except for like a one-punch knockout? And it's going to be very hard to land that one punch against a guy like Shakur Stevenson. So that's why he's the underdog, bro. It's not some conspiracy. It's boxing.
No,
I saw Shakur getting pinned on the ropes against Cepeda. He was pinned on the ropes. I know it's a different style. I know Teofimo. I know it's not his style. It's not Teofimo's style.
Yeah, Teofimo's a counterpuncher, but he's not a guy that closes off the ring or closes distance. He's not throwing a million punches around. He's a counterpuncher. He's tailor-made for Shakur Stevenson, to be honest with you.
You can hit Shakur though, but you have to do it change your style in a way. Yes, and
if he decides to stand in front of you like he did against Cepeda, of course you can hit him. But if he decides to move,
and he's bigger at this point. Well, not bigger, but I think Shakur's a welterweight. I mean, that guy's big, but still, he hasn't fought at 140. So we don't know.
Yeah, their styles are not going to mesh well. It's going to be a bunch of taking pictures, looking at each other.
Fight.
For Conor.
Tio was
Barbosa, the Barbosa fight, that was fucking boring.
Tio wasn't an idiot. So he should have stayed with the Canelo.
It matters who's fast. Who's going to win is probably who's faster, right? Because they're going to be trying to catch each other.
At least, actually, Tio should have joined the Garcia camp. Robert Garcia. Teach him how to cut off the ring, but, I guess he'll stick with his dad, I guess. Whatever. I would have did that. That's just me.
Is that fight done, though? I heard it was January.
Yeah, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, they're January 31st, I think is what they said.
It's a done deal,
New York,
man.
right?
Yep. Yep, Shakur was hella humble, too. I'd never seen him humble, and he got on and was like, he was talking to his mom. He's like, yeah, you've never seen this guy be humble like that. And he was giving Teofimo credit. To me, it looked like he was shook. Go ahead, what?
But why do you think that is? He was acting different. Why?
Because he's terrified. No, he's terrified.
Because it's another twitchy guy who can match his speed, and he hits hard. He probably hits harder than him.
So are you telling me you guys are saying he didn't want this fight? It was Turkey who pushed for this?
I would say so. I'm just gonna be controversial, and I don't think Shakira. No, dude, you have to know what you're up against. I know You may not like Teofimo, we've seen, but he's super talented, dude. He's the most talented fighter.
And he'll take fights. He'll take fights where he's the underdog. He's already done that more than once against bigger names.
That's what's crazy. He shouldn't be the underdog in this. The other against Taylor and Loma, yes, but he's the lineal champion, better pedigree, better resume, and somehow a guy who's, what Bucho said, never been at 140, has stunk the joint out as the favorite, which is wild.
Yeah.
But that goes to what Bucho, you were saying. They know how they know what people are going to do in the judging. He can just back foot and run. And they're like, okay, we're going to lose if we make Teo the favorite.
I really hope Turk is going to be pushing for this idea of no more Tom and Jerry again, right? Because he did it for the Shakur fight against Cepeda. Maybe he's going to do it again. I hope so.
But I don't see that because he just gave Devin Haney 36 M's. 36. How do you give Devin Haney 36 million after that performance, after criticizing it? Then you give him
Muslim. He's Muslim.
Well, there you go. So that's why I said
is Shakur Muslim?
You know, that's Turkey's boy. Nah, he'll convert if I'm sure he's given enough money.
Tank did it, no?
You know, alhamdulillah, at the next press conference, then you'll say, okay,
he's gonna come in with a flying carpet.
Well, they already hold hands and wear the what do they wear? That white gown when they go over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, Shakira. What I don't like about this is that Shakira already admitted that he doesn't want to fight how he fought against Zepeda, which I don't even think he stood in exchange. But he told people, "Oh, I took too much damage. I don't need to fight like that again. I already proved myself."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to do it against a junior welterweight, right? That's the thing.
Well, Teo's kind of small. No, Shakir is going to be the bigger guy, but he'll be the less athletic guy.
Yeah, no. Listen,
the slower guy.
Shakur's big. Obviously, he's big at lightweight, but he doesn't like to look at the Los Santos fight. The guy was literally running, so he might be bigger than some of these guys at junior welterweight, but he's going to be more scared of these guys. Because if he was scared of lightweights, then, you know, he's probably going to be scared of junior welterweights. But no, definitely that guy's a welterweight, in my opinion.
Oh, no, he'll be able to go up to 147 and probably 154 one of these days.
He just lacks power. That's the big reason why he's coming down in weight.
He lacks power, but he's good. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I really think he can. I agree with Canobio. That's the crazy. I think he can go undefeated just because I know he can. He doesn't care about stinging the joint out, and he knows how to run enough and score enough to win, to beat anybody. Who can really beat him?
Somebody that really pressure. I mean, you know, Cepeda had the right style. I don't think he had the power, man, because he was.
I already said it. You need a guy like Virgil Ortiz. Virgil knows how to cut off the ring, and he's got power in both hands. And Virgil actually is pretty fundamentally sound defensively as well coming forward. He's not irresponsible coming forward. So that's the type of guy you need, but that guy doesn't exist at 140 or 135. So good luck.
In the chat, TJR says if Cepeda had more power, he could have won. He could have done more.
Yeah, the lack of power didn't help. In front of him.
The lack of power.
If Cepeda had more power, Shakur wouldn't have fought him that way.
What about Rayo or Gary Antoine Russell?
I'm not sure how good they are cutting the ring off. That's the big problem.
Rayo's not beating Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, but they're explosive.
Gary, no.
If you had explosive, I think, you know, Shakur's going to just freak out.
Well, all that athleticism doesn't mean anything if you can't close distance.
I mean, you can't. Cepeda did it. Cepeda did it.
Okay,
I mean, what do you mean? Cepeda,
you don't know how to cut off the ring.
You can't cut. Cepeda doesn't know how to cut the ring. I mean, he pinned down Shakur. You want to make it out to be... Dirk didn't want to be on the rope. Shakur didn't want to be on the ropes.
Yeah,
he didn't have to cut off the ring. Shakur literally stood in front of him.
When? I mean, he was on the rope. In the middle of the ring.
How you acting like Shakur was moving in that fight? He literally stood in the pocket.
Shakur was teeing off on Cepeda in the middle of the ring, but that was later on. That was when Cepeda was fucking tired of trying to pin down a bigger guy.
You wouldn't do that with a guy like Teofimo.
What?
He would not do that with a guy like Teofimo.
Be on the ropes? I don't know. Maybe if Teofimo's smart enough, he'll try to pin them down, outmuscle the guy.
It's not like Teo's going to throw a million punches on the ropes anyway. He's probably going to try to pot shot him.
Yeah, his style is probably not suitable for this.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a good style matchup.
Yeah, I was talking about Cepeda, how you can actually, whatever.
Cepeda is actually the right style for a guy like Shakur Stevenson.
But we're going back to that comment from TJR who said Cepeda could have done more if he had power. Because he was hitting fucking Shakur.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if his auntie had balls, he'd be his uncle. Like, okay.
No, because we're talking about style, and you might have the right style, maybe you don't have power, or maybe you don't have enough speed or whatever. So I think Cepeda
didn't have the right style, and I think his power is overrated.
Shakur didn't want to be on the rope, so let's just dismiss this narrative that Shakur.
He got put there on the ropes by Cepeda. Yeah, he was forced.
Stop it, man!
He did decent on the ropes. Shakur's been on the ropes 99%.
And if he had more power, I know he's what if if this, if that. Okay, yeah, that's true, but. I'm just saying, maybe somebody at welterweight can do this to fucking Shakur. What's he gonna do then, right?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. There's a guy stinky enough as Shakur, and it's Richardson Hitchison. He's just as terrible in the style as Shakur, and he's big for 140, and he would give Shakur nightmares.
I would pick Keyshawn Davis to beat him, but I don't think they're gonna fight because they're boys. So that's probably not happening.
Homie love friends. Yeah. They're bros. They're not going to fight. But Shakur already said he's just fighting Teo. It's a one-off, and then he's going to go back down to 135.
Are you serious?
That's what he said. What? Yes, because he said, he said, peep this weird shit, this shit. He said, I'm going to go up, beat Teo, then I'm going to drop the belt so I can give it to Keyshawn. That's what he told people.
He did say that.
Wow.
He did say that.
But what's that lightweight? What's that lightweight for him? What's that Tank Davis fight that's never gonna happen?
Tim Bradley said that's gay. He said Tim Bradley just roasted him. Said, "Boy, that's some weak ass shit." Because I guess Tim Bradley got into it.
Are they tag team partners now?
Yeah, Tim Bradley said that it's bro code. There's no bro code in boxing. That's gay. You better fight. You better fight Keyshawn. He was talking shit, and then Tim Bradley roasted him. But yeah, man, he said he's gonna beat Teo and give the belt to Keyshawn.
Never heard that before. And the only time I heard something like that, the guys didn't want to fight each other was the Klitschko brothers. But I mean, that's a different fucking story, right? But I'm gonna leave the belt for him, and thank you for the belt. Nah, doesn't make sense. They're
but that's how they are. But
yeah,
but Richardson Hitchison, man, he said, he would give Shakur problems because he kind of fights the same way, the ass style, kill the action, jab and grab. I think he's a lot stronger than Shakur.
He's rangy,
and he'd be able to, and he's rangy, but he has the same style. He's not gonna, guys like Gary Russell, Pitbull, they get down on the scorecards, and then Shakur, if he can get up 4-2, 5-3. He only has to win a couple more rounds, and he knows he can do it, kind of just smiling, grabbing, pushing the head down,
Yep.
But Richardson Hitchens can match him doing that. He won't fall into the traps that Shakur will try to set for him.
That's a good fight. Yeah, that's a 140-pounder fight. But Shakur says he wants to go back to 135 after that. I don't think he would go back down. What's down there for him anyways? Schofield?
Nah, there's no I think if he beats Teo, he'll fight like 1 or 2 scrub matches. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna, that's usually the par for the course, right? He's gonna fight in January. He'll only fight maybe 2 or 3 times. So if he beats Teo, he'll take some time off because he has brittle hands. And then he'll only fight one more challenge.
Why not move up?
147?
If Haney beats Norman Jr., Haney can fight Shakur. Shakur can go for another title, another division.
I think they're terrified of each other. Dude, Shakur is only going to fight guys he can beat. He believes he could beat Teo. Pitbull's going to fight Lamont Roach. They're talking about, Shakur said he is thinking of fighting the winner of that fight.
Oh wow!
Which would be good. I think it makes sense, right? Because Shakira could fight if Lamont Roach wins or Isaac Cruz, then I beat the guy who beat Tank Davis, and people think that Cruz gave Davis a tougher fight, so that would be an option for him. Shakira Pitbull, I mean that's a sellable fight if Pitbull is successful.
I mean, I don't think
nobody's taking Pitbull.
You think Shakur would be afraid of Haney? I mean, he's gonna get knocked out. He's probably
It's just the styles, bro. Those slick guys, they don't like to face another slick guy. Because who's gonna win, right? When a slick guy faces a Mexican, he knows in his mind who's gonna win, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But fighting another guy who's gonna just try to stink the joint out worse than you, that's not a winnable fight. Did Mayweather ever fight another slick guy? I don't think he fought anybody else that had the ass style like him.
Zab Judah?
Now Zab was pretty aggressive, you know, but I mean like just a stinker that would just kill the action, jab and grab. You know, I don't know if he fought anybody like that.
Almost fought Winky, right?
Yeah, I think he had that. They were actually supposed to fight, and he said hell to the no because Winky was pretty boring. Had a high guard, came forward. He needed somebody to push the action, like a Trinidad, like a Fernando Vargas. But Floyd, you know, he needed somebody like Ricky Hatton to come forward, Miguel Cotto, pushing action on him. Because Andre Berto, did you guys see that? What Andre Berto said about Floyd?
Andre Berto said, no, what?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that. What did he say? He said that he never fought someone that was so worried about defense, something like that, right?
Yeah, he said, I just kept waiting for him to throw punches, push the action, and he never did. He was watching the clock and just, playing defense. He's like, what the fuck? This guy's supposed to be the best?
What an insult.
Yeah. I mean,
insult.
Go ahead.
I was going to say he's a points fighter. He's good. He has like an amateur style, but it's for the pros. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean, it was later in his career, but it would have been interesting to see Floyd against another someone that like a Devin Haney or Shakira, and see who looked worse.
Yeah, when it comes to Floyd, don't get me started. I mean, no, but there wasn't a Haney back then, or there was a Paul Williams, who was fucking tall as fuck.
Margarito. Sergio Martinez wanted to fight him.
Oh, yeah. Sergio Martinez.
But then, that middleweight, okay, fine. You know, too big for the guy. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But Paul Williams was right there, man.
No, they're at 154. Martinez
the La Hoya rematch. He didn't want the De La Hoya rematch. So.
No, but I mean, Maidana gave him a tough fight, but Maidana, it was pretty much to me like a brawler. He just came forward through looping punches, try to maul you.
That was a cherry pick gone wrong.
Yeah, that style actually favored Mayweather, but he looked horrible in those fights. Which that's what's also crazy.
Yeah, you know, Ricky Hatton had an ugly style. I mean, people, they look at him favorably now, but dude, he had an ugly style too. Really, a lot of clinching, mugging.
I disagree.
What?
I disagree. Maidana actually has a good style for a guy like Mayweather. Pressure fighter versus pure boxer. That's a good style for the pressure fighter.
I'm making the case that Mayweather never fought somebody that had the awful style that he had. Just like if you put White, Haney and Shakir will never. Zab was aggressive, dude. He came forward and threw punches.
Yeah.
Zab Judah fought a guy, Corey Spinks, who was very similar to Mayweather. Corey Spinks had a lot of stinky fights.
There's a reason they didn't do that, because they wanted people to actually watch the fights. If you put two guys who are boxers in the ring, it's going to be boring, right? Like that's why they don't do that.
Well, I get that, but I mean, it's supposed to be the best versus the best, right?
I mean, who? Well, give me an example. Who's the guy that he could have fought that has that style?
Who are you talking about now?
No, you said that Mayweather should have fought some. Both.
Well, Sober said Winky Wright. Winky Wright was another kind of a shitty fighter. I mean, not shitty, but just his
fight
style.
that was signed. That was a fight that was supposed to happen. He pulled out.
Martinez was another one. I think they brought it.
I don't think people are going to go crazy because they fucking fight Winky Wright. He fought Canelo, bro. Like, Pacquiao. It's okay. We don't need to see
Shane Mosley fought.
Those the worst fights you could fucking name, like Pacquiao at 30-something, whatever. They were both
older than
Pacquiao.
Prime. I don't know why you keep saying.
And then you mentioned Canelo, who was 23, just turned 23.
Oh wow, he's damn near a baby. Like Floyd fought a baby, bro. Like
but it's not fucking Trinidad De La Hoya or something. You know what I mean? And those are the two fights. Out of the 50 fights that Floyd had, 49. You mentioned those two guys.
Yeah, we're bringing up styles that he didn't fight. We get that he fought a lot of names, but we're talking.
About Judah. That was a tough fight. Can box spot, but also that Judah was already like damaged good.
Zab unraveled though. They had Zab winning the first 6 rounds, and then he just unraveled.
Of course. Yeah,
he's like a head case.
I think he was coming off of a loss too. So
against Baltimore. So talk about damaged or questionable. You know, the guy wasn't at his best.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, no, but Dirk, you know I hate you, but I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this. Who do you think would be Shakira? I say Richard Hitchinson has enough of a worse style that he'd make Shakira look even worse. You have to agree with me on that, right?
That would. Shakur is a smarter fighter than Hitchinson.
Dude, Hitchinson has enough of an awful style to make him look bad. You know he's bigger, stronger. Hitchinson's stronger. He's stronger than Shakira, right? He's rangier. He's probably more athletic.
Like him, but just bigger, right? Got a bigger
Exactly. They're pretty much the same.
I mean, he's bigger, but he's not more skilled. That's the most important thing. Skill, not size.
They're probably pretty much the same style. The disengagement. Not really trying to hurt nobody.
It's a guy who's similar to Hitchens is more like Devin Haney. They have, they use the jab, long reach. They like to be on the back foot. Shakur can actually fight mid-range, outside, and inside. Those guys can't. They're different styles. Now, Shakur doesn't have any power, but he's still a more complete boxer than Devin or Hitchens. He's a better boxer. Better defense, better counterpuncher, just better.
What I'm saying is that he'd have the best chance to beat Shakira. Out of all these guys, Gary Russell.
The best chance. I disagree. The best chance would be a guy like Zepeda if he had power. Like maybe if there was a Maidana lying around, he would give Shakur problems. If Maidana can give somebody as good as Floyd Mayweather problems, you better believe he would give a guy like Shakur problems. So that's the type of style.
What about Keyshawn Davis?
Do you think? Yeah, I think
Keyshawn's a boxer. We don't know if he can cut off the leg.
Also got power. I think that's the big difference between Davis and Stevenson. But what do you think?
Andy Cruz?
Yeah, that's right.
I
don't think anybody can outbox.
What about Raymond Morataya? He already turned him down. Why Shakur Stevenson turned him down?
No, the other way around. They turned Shakur down.
No, they didn't. They offered They offered him. Right? They turned that. Look, they offered Stevenson Morataya with his last fight with Top Rank, and he turned it down. You can find interviews with Robert Garcia talking about it, right? You're trying to bring him up as a source.
Raymond was getting outboxed by Tevin Farmer. You really think he can beat Shakur? Let's be honest.
Stevenson turned the fight down. There's something that he made him say no.
I guess, man. I wouldn't be interested in that fight, but to each his own. I don't think Gary Russell can beat him either, bro. Gary Russell got outboxed by Puello.
Puello can't give Stevenson a hard fight?
Maybe.
What about the Spaniard?
Martin?
Sandor Martin? Yep. Another boring-ass fight.
Yeah, that's a spoiler right there. I actually think Andy Cruz, the guy Muratala's fight, I'm actually picking Cruz to win that one, to beat Muratala.
You guys will be horrible matchmakers, bro. Y'all putting Shakur against motherfuckers who don't come to fight. That's not gonna make for an entertaining fight. You got to put in there with a guy that comes to fight.
You got to make Stevenson fight. right?
Exactly, and you got to put somebody in there that's going to force him, like a guy like Zepeda, for example.
Like someone who won't engage with him and force him to do something. Right.
Guys like Hitchens are going to try to think in there with Shakur. You can't do that with Shakur, bro, because he's smarter than all these guys. He really is. You might not like Shakur Stevenson, but it's true. He's smarter than all these dudes in the ring, and he would outbox all of them. So you gotta press him.
I mean, he could barely do it against Los Santos, though.
Well, I mean, De Los Santos wasn't really doing much either, was he?
Someone with a little bit, yeah, but he had him. He had Stevenson scared with just a little bit of power, which is why I brought him.
I wouldn't have Shakur scared. Richardson, Hitchens. I'll tell you that.
Well, you never know. I mean, these dudes. I mean, he would be fighting guys his own side. Have you seen how big Shakur Stevenson is? Dude looks like a junior middleweight. That's the playbook. I'm starting to realize that's the playbook nowadays. These guys stay at the lower weights. They stay hidden over there. And then by the time they move up to the division they should be fighting at, they can tout, hey, 5-division world champ or whatever, because they won the interim WBO belt at whatever division. That's the way they do it now. That's the playbook. So I don't know if Shakur Stevenson could actually beat all these guys at 140. I mean, Hitchens can crack.
Maybe not, but I would favor.
What's that?
I would favor him against all those guys if I had to put my money on.
You know what the danger for Shakur Stevenson is? If people get tired of his shtick and he has another fight like De Los Santos, or the De Los Santos fight, and then this time the judges don't favor him. Because I agree, if he goes on the defensive, he's very difficult to catch. So it's not. I doubt that he could ever get dominated like Devin Haney. Although you never know, right? But if he gets into a close fight and the judges don't like the cut of his moxie, could be trouble.
Yeah.
Because let's face the facts, he's not exactly the most offensive fighter out there. You need to catch the judge's eyes. And even against Zepeda, I mean, I don't know what happened the first 6 rounds for him. He looked like he couldn't handle it. And Cepeda's not really that smart. I mean, all he does is he's tenacious. So what happens if he fights a guy with a little bit
punching his gloves, dude?
That was an ego thing with Shakur. He was trying to prove a point that he can fight in the pocket and he can go toe-to-toe with somebody. So that's what that was.
I don't know, man. It seems like when he fights southpaws, it's trouble for him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Zepeda made him fight that way, which credit to him, he did it. But, I mean, I just don't think he chose to fight that way.
So none of you are interested in Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I'm not putting anybody on the spot. But are you guys okay with the fight? Because do you think there's people out there that are okay with the fight because they're not paying for it?
That's probably the main reason.
Yeah.
No, man, because I'm thinking, look, $50, it's okay, $50 here, $50 there. It's not that big a deal. But you're a boxing fan. I mean, we got one pay-per-view tomorrow, excuse me. Next week we got another one. If you want to watch Inoue in December, you got to pay a pay-per-view. And if you want to watch Isaac Cruz and Lamont Roach pay-per-view, that's 4 pay-per-views in 2 months. I mean, come on. That's why boxing, I like the way it's been going for the last 2 years, but now all of a sudden, these last 3 months, seems like there's a lot of negative factions or factors converging, and it makes it very, very unpleasant. A very unpleasant sport. These guys are outpricing themselves, pay-per-views all over the place. I don't know, man. Hey, by the way, how's the UFC doing right now? In terms of, do they have a star? I think they have a pay-per-view tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's actually going to be a good fight. JDM versus Makhachev. But no,
that's tomorrow?
Yep.
Okay, you got to give me the full name.
That's going to be a good fight.
JDM is.
JDM is Jack Della Maddalena. That's why they call him JDM.
Jack Della Mana? What?
Jack Della Maddalena is his name.
You're kidding, right? That's not his real name.
That's his name. That's why they call him JDM for sure.
Where's he from? Or what's his...
I'm pretty sure he's from the U.S. I think he has like some kind of Italian or something origin or ancestry, but he's a good fighter, man.
I thought he was from Australia or something. I thought he trains with Volkanovski.
Well, I think, fuck it, I don't know shit, but he's from somewhere fucking around there. But he's a good fighter, man. He just took the belt off Bilal Muhammad. That was a really good fight. I actually think that's the type of fight that would actually make people MMA fans because it had a good, it was well-rounded. They fought on their feet. They fought sometimes on the ground, but it was a lot of really good ground and pound. Most of it was kickboxing and boxing, so I suggest people go watch that, JDM and Muhammad. And this fight, if he can stay on his feet against Makhachev, he kills him, but I just don't think that's going to happen.
Makhachev, is that's not the dude that beat Duplessis, right?
No, that's Chimaev.
No, that's Chimaev.
Makhachev is one of the butt buddies for Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Oh wait, so Khabib and Chimaev, they're not the same. They're not the one's changed and one's another thing, or
like Dagestani or something like that.
Okay, I always get them confused. Yeah, some people in the chat are saying Sergeant Apollo says he's Italian Australian. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Donovan McNabb says UFC sucks. Somebody else said, Langsbury says UFC is homoerotic wrestling. Well, there you go. A lot of UFC fans in the chat.
Let's hope Makhachev doesn't pull a Chimaev tomorrow. That's what I hope, because I was really looking forward to the Chimaev Duplessis fight, and Duplessis just couldn't fucking stay on his feet, and it was just a fuck fest, and that was terrible. That was one of the worst fights I've seen in years in UFC.
Well, not for nothing, man, but the times I've gone to a taqueria, I remember it was, what's the name of that bald guy who's always crying about his childhood? He's a striker.
Sean Strickland.
Yeah, Strickland. Yeah, I remember I showed up for Strickland versus Duplessis, the second one, and it stunk. I showed up for Duplessis versus Chimaev. It stunk. I don't know if I'm going to show up again for that fight.
No, BDA shows up for all the ones that suck. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
For Poatan fights. Poatan fights are always fun, generally.
So what's going on with this? Yeah.
I was just saying the UFC is so bad, they're talking about Ronda Rousey coming back. That's how bad it is right now. Eesh.
Wasn't she mouthing Rogan the other day?
Yeah, they've been going back and forth. I guess they said she really wasn't as big as she thought she was. They were just really downplaying her. Not, and what I remember,
so he just kind of admitted he was overhyping her.
But she was big as fuck. Like what I remember, am I tripping or was she not hella high? She was
in part because of Joe Rogan's endorsements.
Yeah, she was.
But she was on like movies, TV shows, bro. She was everywhere.
Yep, her and
Conor. Or am I tripping? Is that the Mandela effect?
No, she was. She was on
the. Big, but I'm saying, but in part because of Joe Rogan hyped her up so much on his podcast. It was also when it was as big as it ever was. You know.
Yep. I mean, Joe Rogan to talk about. She's good at. She's a judoka. She's really good at wrestling, but now she's adding striking to her game. She looks like Mike Tyson when she shadow boxes. That shit.
I remember that video that came out. I don't know if it's still online, but it's they got the Titanic theme in the background, but it's all played out of tune, and it's her shadow boxing, and she's moving her, she's rotating the shoulders excessively while she's shadow boxing, and you go, what the fuck is she doing? And then they play clips of people praising her striking. I think Rogan's clip, the one you mentioned, of him saying she's looking like Mike Tyson. I think that was there too. And man, oh man, I actually talked to a guy, pro MMA fighter here after she lost. I said against Holly Holm, and I said, I told her, that she's saying now, Ronda Rousey, she wanted to kill herself afterwards. And the guy goes, look, listen, everybody cares about winning, but if you think about killing yourself after a loss, I mean, that's something wrong with you there.
Oh, she bought into her own hype.
She was.
She did. She bought into her hype. She thought she was the female Mike Tyson of like UFC or something. Then when she loses, her next fight as well. She's like, damn, maybe I'm not as great as I thought I was.
You want to talk about hype? She could beat men. They were fucking saying that.
So maybe that's something to do with it.
Oh, what happened to that
Brazilian? You guys, sorry, you couldn't hear me because I was muted. I was talking about, she was so hyped up that they were saying that she could beat up men.
Yeah. She would beat Floyd Mayweather, and a lot of people, because there's a lot of Floyd haters, I will say that. They're like, yeah, she could. Yeah. And they bought into it.
One time I heard a conversation, it was two. Go ahead, so I was going to say.
I was going to say, Joe Rogan was also saying that she could beat up the bantamweight men, the 125-pounders, and that just wasn't
true.
Mighty Mouse?
Her versus Demetrius Johnson would be a good fight. I could have swore Joe Rogan said that. Demetrius Johnson would have killed her.
Yo, he would have won. What the fuck? Have you seen this guy? He's doing like takedowns with like bigger guys. It was like a he's taking down.
Nah. He's one of the best fighters of all time. That's why it was ridiculous when he said that. He could probably kill her if they tied one arm by.
Yeah, a lot of these people who think that a woman could beat a guy. I mean, if she beats, I remember it was Lucia Riker one time. She was a boxer in the 90s, female boxer. She beat up like these 3 out of shape guys or something. And then she actually fought a real fighter one time. She got brutally knocked out. I think it was Lucia Riker.
Wasn't her face all busted up and shit?
I think
so. It was Lucia Riker. She got knocked out by like some journeyman.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Or look at Clarissa Shields, thinking she's hot stuff, and she's trading with that Eastern European guy, and then the guy goes, "You know what? I've had enough of your shit." And wham, drops her with a left hook. And that was a clip. So remember you showed that clip where she falls,
spreads her legs.
Yeah, the legs.
Yeah. Yep. Could you explain that one again? What happened there? I'll explain it. Solers was watching the clip where she falls, and then he was slowing it down. As soon as she falls, as soon as her big ass hits the ring canvas, she opens her legs. And Solers was talking about how instinctually she felt owned. And, you know, that's the way the cavemen used to do it back in the day, you know, with that whole stereotype of them clubbing a woman over the head and then putting them over the shoulder and carrying them away. Maybe there's something to it. And the only reason I said there's something to it is because of the proof that we got. Anthropologists need to study that tape because it's right there in front of them. They just don't want to see it. But
so she went back into her origin of she went back to her caveman instead of being claimed, is what you're saying.
Her primal reptilian brain switched on. When that guy, because that's the only guy that can control her. It's gonna take a guy who's way on the spectrum to not handle her shit. Because every other guy you can tell is like, well, she's the one that earns the money and she's a boxer. Meanwhile, they don't understand that just because she's a boxer doesn't mean she can beat you up. That's what a lot of these guys think. Like, and then a lot of these guys, they always joke around, like when they're around a female fighter, like, "Oh, don't beat me up." You know, it's like, she's not gonna beat you up. Trust me.
I think we should end the show. It's been more than 3 hours here.
Wow, that went fast.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for being on the show. We'll definitely
thank you.
I will see you on the post-fight show. See ya. All right. Having said that, guys on YouTube, thank you very much for being on the show. Yeah, hit the like button. It really helps us out. It helps with the algorithms. And yeah, we'll have a post-fight show tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow. No, Sunday. Unless something crazy happens, tomorrow we'll have an emergency show. But I don't think anything crazy is going to happen. Have a good night. See ya.
Warning. You are entering a...
Listos pe los chingazos! Listos pe los chingazos!
I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be Pebble.